All right, Dan, we are live.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Sound a little bit like you're underwater.
Me?
No, you're good now. Okay.
Check, check, check.
I
That's
think
my
we're
brother
good.
calling me. How are you?
I'm good.
You
So
feeling all
look,
right?
yeah, we're doing this again. We have had 3 games that haven't really been that close. I guess the closest of which was the Texas Clemson game that just ended, but Texas won that won by 2 touchdowns. Hoping for a little bit of a closer game here tonight. We've got Ohio State hosting Tennessee in the shoe. By all accounts, there are 30,000 Tennessee fans in attendance at the shoe
It seems
as
pretty orange.
Tennessee
Kickoff.
is kicking off to Ohio State to get this one started. You can see the orange when they do the wide angle lens of the stadium. So it'll be interesting to see how this one shakes out. Thank you, one and all, for joining. Maybe you were with us last night. Maybe you are with us for the first time tonight. But if so, let us know where you're watching from,
That's
what your
true.
picks are for the game, any hot takes you have. It's been a really good take day out on social media, Dan. I don't know if you have noticed this at all.
Yeah.
Been a lot going on, a lot of opinions being aired out there.
Oh, yeah. It's, well, I mean, everything's a referendum. Everything is evidence of your worldview.
So, of
However, you
course,
can jam it into uh, a neat package. That's what
yeah.
she said. So, yeah, it's fine. I love it. I love the energy. I love the juice. I have 15 minutes, and I'll tell you when the first snap is. I don't know if we want to time this up in a little bit. Snap.
I just had the snap right there. I think we're
Oh,
pretty close.
okay. We're pretty close.
First play of the game is a quick throw out to the right sideline to Emeka Ibuka
Yes.
for about an 8-yard gain or so, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Shout out Portland. I think we had Starkville. There we go. Used to be football in Starkville. That's true.
Wonderful.
And there could be once again.
All right.
All right. So I guess we're just saying, like, hey, is Ohio State going to pass the ball?
Yeah, I mean, that's really what it comes down to, isn't it? That was part of the question that we had with the Michigan game the last time
All
we
right,
saw
two
Ohio
passes,
State.
two successful. Whoa.
Whoa, what a
and
go
drop.
almost. Coming up on a big 3rd and 2 here for Ohio State. Maybe this is where they run it, but I'd be content if I were an Ohio State fan if they just dropped back and threw it a bunch of times because presumably that's the strength, right? We just didn't see that in that game against Michigan. I'm not going to say that's why they lost, but might be why they lost.
Presumably the strength is like smart balance. Is when the run's not there, pass. When the pass isn't there, run. If the pass is there, run off of passing looks. If the pass is there, or run. If the run is there, use play action, right? That two good offensive minds in Chip Kelly and Ryan Day.
Yeah. They were showing before we hit live. Well, I guess they weren't showing, but they were talking about what they are doing to keep Nico warm because it's a cold night. Per Marty Smith, it's the coldest Tennessee football game ever.
Okay.
And they were talking about getting the ultra warm electric heaters.
Great.
Keep the guys warm. And also for Nico, they were sewing fleece into the pockets of his uniform to try and keep the hands warm and whatnot. He's a soft Californian like you. So I don't presume he's equipped to deal with these types of temperatures, but doesn't really have much choice tonight.
Well, I think mostly is if you're a good quarterback on a good team, you'll be all right. Curtis Rourke is from Canada, and it didn't serve him all that well last
Didn't serve
night.
him all that well. I don't know if that was a Curtis Rourke thing.
I don't think so either. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If Tennessee's good and Nico's good, they'll figure out a way.
They'll figure out a way. Yeah. If Tennessee is half as good as the online SEC contingent has tried to convince me over the last couple of weeks, it doesn't matter what the temperature is, right?
That's true. And they get to Will Howard. Oh.
We're going to get a face mask here on that.
Yeah, I was going to say. There was something, looked like there was some yankage there.
That's the matchup to watch, though, I think, when Ohio State has the ball. I mean, we talk about them throwing, which obviously is important in its own right. But Tennessee's pass rush is not to be trifled with.
Against this line. Still green as a unit, yeah.
Against this line. So it'll be interesting to see how Ohio State contends with that as the game goes on. So what
Yeah,
we've
that's
got
tough.
here for those watching, and I know we have people who join who don't have access to the game, watching maybe overseas, what have you. We'll do our best to try and keep you up to speed with what's happening. We can't do play-by-play. That would sort of be boring for people watching. But Ohio State out to about midfield. New set of downs after a face mask on what appeared to be a sack of Will Howard.
And a run for nada.
A run for nada up the middle. That one to Quinshawn Judkins.
What do you think of this all red look?
I was just going to ask you.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Not my thing.
No, I'm with you.
Very, Power Ranger-y?
A little bit. What kind of uniforms is Oregon going to go with in the Rose Bowl?
Not sure.
leaks?
They're doing a slow release. They're doing like the I was gonna make a Sting joke there, but Sting was not a tantric practitioner.
Right.
A slow release. They released the cleats,
Okay.
and they look so incredible. They're like they're largely white with apple green and yellow, and they're like a cleat version of the famous Kobe's.
Okay.
So hopefully it's that kind of look
Okay.
for the winner of this game.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not the all red look. I don't know. Monochromatic. That's nice. That's pretty.
Got a wheel route down the right sideline to Travion Henderson. A completion for 21 yards, giving Ohio State another fresh set of downs. And they are in plus territory about the 35-ish yard line.
This is pretty.
Moving forward. It was a nice
Came
throw
back a
from
little
Will Howard.
bit. Yeah.
Nice throw from Will Howard.
Put it where it needed to be. Playing with some quickness. Snapped it about 15. To the end zone. Has a man. Interfered with. And a touchdown.
That is a
Jeremiah
touchdown.
Smith is good at football.
That is a 37-yard touchdown to Jeremiah Smith, as you see on your screen. Suffice to say, the game plan we saw on that first
Ty
series.
froze? Did you freeze? Did Ty freeze for anybody else? There he is.
I'm right here.
Okay.
You see me?
Yeah, now you're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay. We have a 37-yard touchdown pass to Jeremiah Smith. It was a beautiful throw. They got one-on-one out wide.
Okay, they got interfered with as well. Yeah.
He was interfered with. Doesn't matter. Touchdown.
Real pretty. Real nice adjustment for Jeremiah Smith.
Dan,
Could've
you
been
were
a
the one
touch.
that froze, by the way.
I know. That's what people are saying. So
Yeah.
apparently it was me all along. I'm the problem. What is that? What is the T Swift?
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Yeah. 7-zip, Dan. First possession for Ohio State. We'll see what Tennessee can do. We'll see if Tennessee is half as good as I've been hearing nothing but how good Tennessee is. I was chatting with some folks online over the last couple weeks who, as I said on our show, just could not fathom the mere possibility that Ohio State could beat Tennessee.
Right.
I saw a lot of they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster, to which I was thinking they're all recruiting the same guys. And a lot of the SEC guys went to Ohio State.
Yep.
It's not like there are different second-class citizens going to Ohio State. They're the same player pools that they're all pulling from.
I would assume Josh Heupel sent Jeremiah Smith a FaceTime invite or two.
One would think.
Yeah.
One would think. And one would think Jeremiah Smith would entertain that because
Yeah,
Tennessee's a good receiver school.
Yeah.
If you're looking to go pro as a receiver. This is not intended as a knock on Tennessee, but
No.
some of those comments seemed like a knock on Ohio State, which I found kind of funny.
It was beautiful. It was almost as if somebody above Chip Kelly said, well, we played the hits. It's cool that you've got this experimental new album where you just run straight into the Michigan defensive line. Let's play some hits.
Yeah.
And they did. Good for them.
The fact that they were trying to out Michigan in that game was, I think, the most confounding part because that's really not their strength. You know, and they've got dudes. Obviously, they've got dudes, but the line is not where I go first when I'm trying to think of Ohio State's strengths and how I would choose to attack a team like Michigan. Frankly, that's playing into one of their few strengths that they have,
Right.
which is defensive front. And they just kept hitting it. It didn't work. They lose 13-10. Here we are. But
Yep. And partially due to face mask on that
partially due
drive.
to a face mask. That was a brutal face mask.
That was not an ideal time,
No.
obviously.
No.
Also, going one-on-one or leaving a corner on an island with Jeremiah Smith is a choice you can make. You just have to be okay with occasional touchdowns.
That's right.
Because that's going to happen too. It's a choice.
That's right. Let me see if I can pull this up here.
All right, let's see if we can get another look.
It worked the last time I tried to do it. These are our friends out at 11 Warriors. They posted this clip. When this resets, you'll see clean pocket,
confident throw,
in rhythm, one-on-one out wide. Beautiful throw from Will Howard.
Yeah.
Beautiful throw. Now, I should add this about Will Howard. Will Howard is due for one bonehead interception this game.
Sure.
Over the course of his career, because I went back and I looked. Over the course of his career, it's about one pick a game. Doesn't mean it's going to make or break him. Just know that it's coming. If you could bet on one,
especially against this pass rush. Yep.
Especially against this pass rush at some point. Oh, the bots are back. That's good.
Yeah,
okay.
I got rid of him.
You got rid of him? Okay.
Yeah. He is no different than a lot of quarterbacks in that we could have a moment where he is being brought down and he says to himself, I can still complete a pass as I'm being annihilated, and throws it straight up in an unfortunate way.
That's right. That's right.
Cade Klubnik had one of those where he was like, I know I'm being destroyed, but I'm going to try to attempt a good college football pass. And it was a fumble. He couldn't even get the arm forward.
Yeah, he did one of those deals where his body was suspended in midair and he tried to throw it, and it, that kind of never works.
Doesn't work like that.
No. So Tennessee's got the ball, Dan. Kickoff after quick 2 minute, 15-second drive for Ohio State, whatever it was, to get down and score, make it 7-zip. Now we get to see what Nico has to offer. It's a cold night. It's a cold night, but there are a lot of Tennessee faithful on hand. Reportedly because the details of the pre-sale ticket promo code leaked online and Tennessee fans pounced, to which I say that is effing great.
Great.
I appreciate that. We'll see what they got in store here.
A lot of time. It's a win for Ohio State.
Yeah.
A lot of different people that can get after it for Tennessee on this offense in terms of weaponry. Brew McCoy and Dante Thornton, Dylan Sampson. The tight ends are quite good.
Yep.
At their best, it is a pick your poison situation.
Yeah.
Chris Brazzell, not a huge factor this year, the Tulane transfer.
They were really high on Brazzell, too, coming in. I remember reading a lot about him after the spring game, in particular, transfer from Tulane.
And the thing is, too, this was not an explosive this was a Tennessee team that ran the ball and played defense at their best.
Yeah.
This was not Jalen Hyatt for 83.
No.
Which is a nice pivot, right? Like if you don't have it consistently. I mean, they would get Dante Thornton loose downfield. We saw I think he had a big touchdown against Oklahoma and obviously throughout the season, but that's not what the offense was built on.
We've got a big 3rd and 4 here coming up from Tennessee.
Yep.
Nico scrambled for 3 on the first play. On the second, it was Dylan Sampson for another 3.
That's pressure with 4, by the way, Ty, your favorite. And he's not going to get it.
It's about 3 and out. 3 and out. Nico gets clobbered trying to run for the first down. Took on some pressure with 4, as Dan said. Ohio State's going to get the ball back. Yeah. On the Tennessee side, I mean, for those that listen to the show, shameless plug here. Where's my logo there? For those who don't know who we are. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
I already mentioned this on the show when we previewed this game, but we obviously know that Tennessee, just based on their stat profile, from watching their games, from how they have conducted their business on offense this year, they do lean a lot on Dylan Sampson. They've focused a lot on the ground. They've used that to unlock certain elements of the pass. When they do pass, they really like throwing in the slot. Really like throwing to the slot guy wherever possible. So curious to see, first and foremost, how Ohio State can contend with Dylan Sampson. If that's any indication on the first drive, good news there. But if not, if they are able to give Nico a little bit of time, what does that matchup look like in the slot? Is it a nickel corner? Are we talking linebacker? Are we talking a guy like a Caleb Downs? It's going to depend on down and distance and personnel groupings and whatnot. That's a matchup in particular I think I'm watching as this game evolves.
I think a lot of that is, what's his name? I can see his face right now. Actually, I'm looking up. Jordan Hancock.
Yeah.
Yes, he's used in that facet. Yeah. Look, it's not middle eight, but if you can go score, stop, score to open this game up,
Yeah.
that's about as nice a start as you can get for Ohio State. And Tennessee is not like a team that on the road this year has been able to shut off the noise.
Yeah. No, this is all
That
true.
has not been their strength to like be a finished enough product to tune out everything around them.
Yeah.
And this looks like a tough environment. So fascinating drive right here.
Yeah. We got a comment here while we're at commercial for this game. Cake has every favorite really about to cover in all 4 games. So we had Notre Dame, cover last night against Indiana. We had Penn State win in resounding fashion earlier against SMU. The one that was closest relative to the spread anyway was Texas and Clemson. Texas covered that one. Spread was 13.5. They won by 14, 38-24.
Yep.
Now we have this game. I did not see what it closed at, but it was at Ohio State -7 for a good chunk of the day and week. So we'll see. Right now, we've got to push, but give it a minute.
Home team's in a good place in the play-in games here. The 8-team playoff play-in games.
This one from Braden, Dan.
Yeah, what do we have?
What's a scarier matchup for Oregon, in your view?
Still Ohio State.
Yeah.
If you're going to tell me which defense appears to be built in a more complete way and has offensive weapons, now the running game hasn't been there. It really, outside of a long run against Oregon, did not do much against Oregon, and obviously didn't do much against Michigan. Just has not been the strength of this offense.
Yeah.
You have Ibuka and you have Jeremiah Smith compared to the winter wonders that Tennessee, I don't think fully has. I think it's Ohio State.
Yeah.
Was this being reviewed? Is that what we were told? Or ESPN just noticed it?
Well, they're showing that he cracked his helmet because of the cold.
Oh, okay.
So now you got to get the pit crew out there. I love
Brittle
the equipment
helmet.
pit crew. I think that's my favorite thing. My favorite thing when they kind of give those guys props.
We need new cleats.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh my God. So
look. Yeah, continue.
The play was sort of a fake jet sweep. Jeremiah Smith coming back around the other direction. A very easy throw for Will Howard out into the flat for Jeremiah Smith, who scampers for an 18-yard gain and a first down. This version of Ohio State is scary for anybody, by the way.
Yes.
Okay, I don't care if it's Oregon. It doesn't matter. Where was this play calling against Michigan?
No, that play calling was there. First down run for 3 yards. It was there.
Not this. Where were all the passes?
Well, no, I mean that was what I was talking about. What we were talking about last night with Indiana, where it's just you don't have to have your most creative plays on first down, but let's get something you're pretty confident getting 6 or 7 sometimes. They don't have Jeremiah Smith coming across in motion to do that, but they have a guy.
Yeah. All right, so we got
play action downfield.
Oh my gosh, what a throw.
Is that Ibuka? Yep.
Emeka Ibuka, 40-yard gain.
I don't even know if that was a good throw. It was a good enough throw.
It was a little bit underthrown.
It was underthrown.
A little bit underthrown. Emeka Ibuka just runs straight down the middle of the field. Herbie is talking through the fact that there was a linebacker out of position, saw the coverage, ran down the seam. Will Howard with a little bit of an underthrown ball, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
But
good
enough on target. It's now going to be first and goal from about the 6-yard line.
Heavier set. Up and a fumble and a recovery and down to the 1.
So fumble and instant recovery by Quinshawn Judkins to get down to the 1-yard line.
If Ohio State scores here, do we just begin our recap? Oh my God, it didn't fumble. It just sort of went on his ass cheek. Watch this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, never hit the ground.
That's like a magic trick. How did
Yeah.
that happen?
It was just an awkward exchange. Another heavy set. There you go.
It is a 1-yard touchdown run now for Quinshawn Judkins. It is 14-0 before we've had a chance to sweat at all.
Yeah.
Nothing. Zero resistance from this vaunted Tennessee defense so far. And I say that not to dunk on Tennessee because I was convinced that this is a good Tennessee defense. I still am. But this is a scary Ohio State offense when it wants to be good. When they call the right plays, this is scary.
Man. I mean, it's also nice just on Ohio State's end. They got to play an SEC team in this opening round.
Yeah.
Nice.
Will wants to know, I appreciate this question, Will. This is really, he's showing his humanitarian side.
Yeah.
Last night during the Notre Dame stream, I foolishly agreed to do push-ups every time Notre Dame scored. Not just once, not just twice, but 7, then 14. Then I was told that we added wrong how many there were on the stream. Apparently there were 85, not 88. Whatever. It felt like 199. I woke up this morning. I wasn't so much feeling it in the shoulders, Will. I was feeling it down in the abdominal area.
But not the pecs.
Not the pecs. No.
Wow. I don't know how
pecs.
you do that. I don't know how you do 85 push-ups and the next day you're not sore pec-wise.
I don't feel it in the pecs. I feel it kind of in the shoulders, in here.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel it in the abs more than anything. I don't know. But thank you for asking, why I appreciate your fine attention to detail.
I am now looking up Nico in the first and second quarters. I want a quarter breakdown of Nico's season. His best quarter this season in terms of efficiency is the first quarter, completing 70% of his passes for a rating of 174. I don't have a yards per attempt. It's basically over the course of the game, he gets less and less efficient with throwing by far the highest number of interceptions in the second quarter.
Right.
Whatever that means to you. Accurate those first 3 quarters. Fourth quarter, he does slip. He's 48% in the fourth quarter, 23 of 47. Not ideal in this spot because they are going to need to start throwing it if that ground game does not show up very shortly.
Here's the throw to Ibuka that set the whole thing up. And when this thing recycles, you can see exactly what we've been talking about here.
Yeah.
A little bit of a ball fake, right? Kind of a half play action
Good enough.
fake.
You saw the linebackers freeze. Yep.
Linebackers froze. A little bit underthrown, but got the job done. Got them down to the 6-yard line. Will Howard so far is dealing, Dan. Will Howard thus far, 5 of 6, 124 yards and a touchdown.
I'm sorry, is that 20-point-something yards per attempt? 120 divided by 6?
His rating right now is 311.9. He's pretty good. 83% completion percentage.
Yeah. Ba-da-da-da-ba, ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da.
How did it go online for you today?
Great day online.
Yeah.
This is a day that SEC fans of SEC teams are feeling themselves a little bit with SMU and Indiana going down last night and saying, this is what you guys get. And I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was great that everything is like, well, you should have had South Carolina here and we would have had a good game. Like, doesn't work like that, friends.
No.
I think I forgot that South Carolina also had a game during which they didn't score a touchdown against Ole Miss.
Right.
Forgot about that. Not even one, Ty.
No.
You can fact check me.
No.
Dan's throwing shade at the Discord. No, he's not. Dan loves the Discord. Is Marty Smith going to show off the heaters? Oh, helmet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's that crack. Kablam! Be funny if Nico was given like a generic rental helmet from like the Columbus YMCA. Like, it's all we
Yeah.
can find quickly, Nico. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Let's give a shout out to my guy out in Germany here.
Yeah.
Hates that they take down the full streams. He has no legal way of watching college football. So listen, here's my vow to you. We can't show the game. We can show highlights that pop up on social media.
Yeah.
I will do my best to kind of talk you through what's happening. You have to let us know in return where you are in Germany.
That's true.
What you had
was
for dinner this evening. Let us know the finer points. Okay. What I can tell you, whether you're in Germany, whether you're around the good old US of A, right now, this is all Ohio State.
Big sack.
All Ohio State. So after going up 14-0, largely on the back of that throw that we just showed, that highlight.
With a hold.
That 40-yarder to Emeka Ibuka down the middle of the field. Tennessee gets the ball back. We now just had a huge sack that pushed Tennessee way the heck back. It's about to be 3rd and 23 here.
With a knocked down
pass. Yeah. Tennessee is going to punt again. Can you imagine if this is 21-0 with about halfway through the first quarter? Can you imagine that? That would not be great for the SEC apologists out there who have been arguing with us all day.
Yeah. Not ideal. Who did Tennessee beat this year? They beat Bama at home.
Yeah.
That's good. Beat Kentucky. Beat Vandy.
Yep.
Stayed within a couple touchdowns of Georgia, yes?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. That's cool.
How do we feel about Nico, just generally speaking? You made a comment on a recent show.
Yeah.
That if Nico came in as just sort of a regular 4-star,
yeah,
I think we would all feel much differently about where he's at in his development. But as such, kind of the steam around him getting $8 million, whatever it was, I know that's kind of under the table. We don't really know the extent of that agreement, but he's getting something and he's being paid handsomely. He's obviously got talent. He's got the build. He's got the arm, but came in as a super high 5-star. Mm-hmm. And I think as a result, it's easy to look at what he's done so far. Muff punt.
Got lucky.
Muff punt from Ibuka, falls back on it. They're still going to have great field position on their own 40-yard line. But as such,
I will add, Nico's not worth $8 million. Nico's worth whatever somebody's willing to pay him.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
My point is, being that 5-star, I think, has perhaps influenced how we feel about his.
Of course. It's how we feel. It's the context of how we view any 5-star, right? That we expect star power sooner rather than later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, growth isn't linear, and this could be a learning season for him, and could come in next year ablaze. I mean, look, he looked like everything I thought he was going to be after the first 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
Highlighted by the NC State drubbing, but that may have been equally a commentary on NC State and where they were going to be this year.
Yeah.
So the physical talent is undeniable. The arm, the athleticism, the build.
Yeah.
But not a finished product. Yeah. Right. And then there was Arkansas.
All right. Well, we got 14-0 here, 6:49 to go in the first quarter. Ohio State gets the ball back, good field position. Just keep doing what you're doing, yeah? Like, why change it if it ain't broke? Tennessee hasn't really shown a whole lot of resistance so far. And
Don't
Ohio
give
State's
the,
been able to pick them apart with their receiving core.
Don't give the Tennessee pass rush too much time. Although honestly, on those throws downfield, they held him with play action pretty well.
Yeah.
But that first down play with the motion action from Jeremiah Smith to just get it out of his hands quickly. The wheel, I don't know if the wheel came on first, but quick decision making from Will Howard has gone a long way. And obviously the hands to the face, the face mask call, just brutal looking back.
Yeah.
The call wasn't brutal. The action. Let's be clear.
Yeah, that's tough.
Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Tennessee right now through 2 possessions. You can see it on the bottom of your screen. Right here, this line item. -6 total yards.
By the way, so great that Apple is advertised. It's the iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence. They're like, look what this phone can do. It's a donut with a top hat. Oh my God. Oh my God. AI is so amazing. You make a donut with a
Yeah,
Thanks,
because I'm special, I've been on the beta for a while.
Yeah. How's that working out for you?
Playing with a lot of the new AI features. I have not found any of them very useful, to be honest with you. The Genmoji thing sometimes is interesting, but that's not the kind of thing you make a commercial about. You know,
I don't know what even that means.
It means you could type in if you want to use an emoji, but it's not available to you. The guts of the AI can like make one for you on the fly, sort of like an image generator. Finally, right? The gods have delivered this to us. All right, so Ohio State with the ball.
I like this though.
Yeah, I've had
there was just some typos in here. Yeah,
I've had some difficulty with my autocorrect as of late. It seems like it's working worse than ever before.
I have seen the commercials and promo stuff for the like dumb phones.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, there's a map on here. There's a camera. That's all you need. And those are intriguing. Nice run. Nice little swing out, run after the catch.
So we got a first down for Ohio State. It was a pass to the left to Trey Henderson, who ran for a first down. They've got the ball now just in plus territory in the Tennessee 49. Ohio State continues to move the ball very, very effectively here against a very good Vols front.
No, not much doing there. If you are watching this and have a favorite old school novelty smartphone app, please drop that in the comments. Like the beer, remember the beer one where you could tip it and it would look?
Yeah.
It's the height of comedy, Ty.
I used to have I think it was the Zippo lighter.
Of course.
One.
It's all downhill since there.
Yep.
All right, here we go. 2nd and 11. Changing something at the line. Tennessee showing pressure. And they're bringing a little bit.
A little bit of pressure, but
all right.
Pretty good protection from Ohio State.
Yep.
So we're going to have 3rd and about 5 for the Buckeyes here. Try and continue this going.
Doodle jump, if you remember that.
Oh, yeah.
The gun app. Talking Carl.
Did you have a Nokia 5650 with the removable faceplate?
No, that wasn't that cool.
Man.
I had an old like Ericsson flip phone was my first one.
Right.
All right.
My first flip phone was an LG.
Nice.
And it had all sorts of issues. It didn't really work right.
That's pretty.
Wow.
Oh.
All right,
Pirouettes.
So I interrupt my cell phone story, which I was about to talk about smashing it on the floor of the Raskeller up at Penn State during a Notre Dame loss. I can come back to that. Another long throw from Will Howard. This one on kind of just a square out, a long square out, mind you.
Yeah.
To another great throw, Emeka Ibuka, for a first down that gets Ohio State down to about the 27-yard line-ish.
Looks like we had defensive lineman down for Tennessee.
Looks like Simmons is the guy number 10 who's down for Tennessee along the line. Ohio State continuing to rack up yards through the air now, 156 for Will Howard, 64 of which has gone to Ibuka, 61 of which has gone to Jeremiah Smith. Those guys are leading the team in targets right now.
Tennessee has moved backwards 18 feet today in total.
Yeah.
That's 3 of me.
What was that move that we saw Ibuka pull on the sidelines? Sort of he tapped the circle button twice.
He did.
Kind of did a double whirlybird of sorts.
Mm-hmm. I was hoping he was going to keep going.
Start a whirlpool.
Like it was a beta version of this game. We're like, ooh, there's a bug. Whoop.
Okay. What is that, like a 1-yard throw, something like that?
Do you want to know what the temperature is in Knoxville, Tennessee right now?
Please.
It's 31 degrees with a real feel of 25.
Okay.
It's colder in Columbus.
Yeah.
But they're not like coming up from the Bahamas.
No. Yeah.
It's pretty cold there. This isn't crazy.
Well, that was one of the funnier things that I thought about a little bit in the run up to this game, because it's cold up here.
Knoxville's about 1,000 feet above sea level. Like it's kind of, it's a chilly night in Knox. Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh. So,
Oregon, Ohio State. Initial thoughts.
Oh my gosh.
Bucks and Ducks, part 2.
So after a couple series of play fakes that were holding up linebackers, moving safeties, getting guys out of position so Smith, Ibuka could make hay down the field. On that one, they handed off to Trey Henderson, runs around the right side, 29-yard touchdown, to be exact. It is 21-0. Ohio State. We still have 3.5 left in this first quarter, Dan.
Yeah, we do. We got a lot of smartphone from 2008 conversations to be had.
Yeah. This is going to be an extended podcast on this show tonight.
Yes.
At what point does Ohio State put in Julian Sayin? Just asking. Is it too soon?
See the next man up? Neither Aaron Nolan or Devin Brown or
I think I saw Devin Brown coming out. So
he's sticking around. Okay.
I think I saw him. I'm not
For
sure.
the playoff.
I saw number 33. You can't miss him.
Yeah, it's true. Boom. Nope. And nope.
Man.
Bum 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 bum.
Ohio State on pace to score like one of us would on a PS5. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I know Aaron Nolan's transferring. I meant, is he hanging around? But I think I just saw that he visited South Carolina. So he's not around anymore.
At this rate, this will be the worst defeat of the Volunteers since the Battle of Franklin. Ouch. Ouch. Ouch.
Yikes.
Ouch. Ouch.
191-6. -6, excuse me.
Julie, oh my gosh. I'm stuck in a hospital rehab now that my only good leg is broken. Ouch. Missing all the holidays, etc. Love the streams, especially without competitive games. I need entertainment. Julie, my gosh, what happened to this leg? Get better soon. Damn, that sucks.
That does suck.
We will do our best to try and keep you entertained here. It's going to be a heavy lift, Julie. I'm not going to lie. It's 21-0 here. This conversation is going to go to some weird places. Maybe that's what you're here for. I don't know. But get better soon. We hope you feel better soon. Tennessee's got the ball back.
All right, do something, Tennessee. Literally anything. Okay. Tennessee now has positive yardage in the game with 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
At long last, we have a positive Tennessee play. It is Basically a fake handoff. Nico runs around the left side for 15 yards, first down.
Yeah.
About the 40-yard line for the Vols.
Bobbled snap. Nico has plenty of time. There we go. Nope. Not a catch.
Okay. We're about to have 2nd and 10 here. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Got a long way to go, boys and girls.
Was it the Tennessee game that Alabama tried to throw to Ryan Williams 37 times?
Probably.
I think it was.
Yeah.
It went poorly. Knocked down.
About to be 3rd and 10 for the Vols.
You know, in retrospect, Tennessee did not really play a team with good receivers. This was not a good receiver year for Georgia. Kentucky has good receivers, but they didn't have a passing game.
Both their receivers are transferring elsewhere now.
Both those guys are gone.
Yeah, Dane Key, Barian Brown.
Didn't really have a winter wonder receiving core on this schedule.
Well, they're playing one now.
Playing a couple. 3rd and 10. That's a nice run from Nico. This falls under my rule of like, if that's what you need to convert a first down, a 3rd and 10 scramble when no receivers are open, it's not an especially sustainable. Yeah, he didn't really have a guy there. It's not a sustainable game plan or strategy.
No.
And down he goes. Yeah, great thoughts for Julie. Strengthen that leg. It's watering the bamboo, Ty. You don't see the results right away. Put in that work every day.
Yep.
Strengthen.
Yep.
Keep the attitude looking forward.
Yep.
Getting 1% better every day.
Yep.
You'll get there. And a hold.
And when you get there, if you have any eligibility left, Tennessee would like to talk to you about playing defense for them, Julie. They need all the help they can get right now.
Ball hawking safety potentially much needed.
Whatever you're into, really, they're gonna let you name your position.
Yeah. So we got about 3rd and 14.
Man.
Yeah, these have been some rough playing games.
Yeah. I've had trouble with the discourse that I've read about them.
What are you troubled by?
Well, I understand that people don't like the system. I understand that people don't like change just in general.
Right.
I understand that this change in particular for a lot of I shouldn't say Ohio State people. I've seen it from some Ohio State people, but mostly from SEC honks. I understand that this change is not one that everybody is excited about. Most people don't seem as if they are. By the way, it's a big 3rd down. Nico scrambles out to the right, throws on the run.
No flag?
No flag. They're going to have to punt it away to Ohio State. I think the trouble that I've had with this is people conflating the blowouts that we've seen with it being the fault of the expanded playoff.
Right.
To which I've responded and said, we had blowouts for a decade with the 4-team system.
Yes.
We did. We had some good games as of late. The last couple of years, we've actually had decent games. But before that, go back and look. You don't got to go that far back in college football playoff lore to find blowouts truly up and down. So I don't pin this first round on the fact that we expanded the playoff. Sometimes you get bad games. Not everyone is going to be a banger. There will be a banger eventually. We thought tonight might be it, but this has turned out to be the worst game of all.
So far, plenty of time left. I agree. It's not a great long-term look for viewership for this opening weekend.
It isn't.
The sport's going to have to win back some people who might be skeptical.
Yeah.
Might rather attend a holiday party or something like that.
Yeah.
Than throw a watch party for the playoff.
Yep.
You know, I feel for people like you who were so adamant that this was going to be a resounding success.
I love it. It has been a success.
Okay.
I don't need great games.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Really?
No.
Why not?
How long have you known me?
You don't need great
Have
games?
you not heard me say for 15 years that the art of the blowout is a dying skill? I don't mind a blowout.
A blowout? You want all of these to be blowouts?
I don't care. I don't care.
Oh,
I stand by what I've said all along. I would rather argue over who's number 12
Oh, I agree with that.
than argue over who's number 4.
And
So no, I'd prefer something with a little bit more drama to make us, to give us more conversation here. Yeah,
right.
Of course I'd prefer that, but I'm not hanging my head in shame because these games have been out of hand. We've got.
Well, I'm not saying hang your head, but you would like one to be competitive.
Well, sure, but I'm not. Let's not act like I'm upset by this. You get this sometimes. I don't know.
I don't think blowouts are good for the sport.
Well, let's put it this way. They're probably not good for extended ratings. They're probably not good for getting people to stick around for the full duration of a game. At least the Texas-Clemson game got interesting in the second half.
True.
But the Notre Dame-Indiana game, contrary to what some of our YouTube commenters thought, looking at the final score, that was not a close game. The Penn State-SMU game got out of hand very quickly. Thanks, Kevin Jennings.
Yes.
The Texas-Clemson game, okay, that got a little bit interesting in the second half. This game so far, 21-zip through one quarter. Ohio State has scored on every drive thus far. So we have not had great games by any stretch.
True. Do you want to pivot to do a USC UConn women's basketball Juju Watkins Paige Beckers live stream watch along? USC up 13 at the half.
We might have to do that.
Paige Beckers, not great from the field at the moment, 3 of 10. Juju Watkins, 6 of 10. 3 of 4 from beyond the arc.
Yeah.
Leading all scorers with 15. She's great. Yeah. Let's see if we can come up with a I'm trying to think of the combined score of Paige Beckers and Juju Watkins versus the combined score in this game.
Oh my gosh. That's way too much math, Dan. You're gonna
Okay, so Paige Beckers has at the moment 7 points.
Who does Paige Beckers play for?
UConn.
Okay.
She could be like a top pick in the upcoming draft. Juju Watkins, excellent for USC. She's got 15. They've got 22 combined points right now at the half. So if they got both to about 20, 25, if they could get 45 between them.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
So what are we going? What's our bet again?
What's the higher total? Their combined scoring or this game's combined scoring?
I would say this game's combined scoring.
Okay.
Yeah. And we got a long way to go here.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping for Ohio State's sake. Just for Ohio State's sake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping they don't take their foot off the gas. I'm hoping if they can, they do win this game by 50.
I agree. And that's especially nice going into next week again, or not next week, in 10 days or whatever, against the Ducks, who will be the ones with the rust factor, whatever that means or doesn't mean at the start of that game.
Yeah.
That Ohio State will be a little fresher, have a little bit more rhythm. So I agree with you.
Yeah.
Get a lot of run for these guys. Not don't play your starters up 45-0, but throw the ball downfield with Julian Sain or whoever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, be smart about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't get out over your skis, but for sure. We got a question right now. I don't know if you want to flash it up there. I'm looking at my spreadsheet. A question of what's the spread look like if it is Ohio State against Oregon again in the Rose Bowl, as it's seemingly looking at this point in time. I'm probably wrong about this. I just go based off a spreadsheet that I maintain.
Right.
I was on the money earlier when Penn State and Boise opened at Penn State -10. So a lot of these are close. There are some that are off. The Notre Dame Georgia one has, I had Notre Dame by 3. I think Georgia's a 1.5 point favorite.
Right.
My line has Ohio State -3 over Oregon. Still. Oregon won the first time. Ohio State's had some issues here, but my point spread, the highest point spread is Ohio State -3.
Ohio State -3.
Yeah. I don't think that'll be it. I think Oregon will be favored. I could also see it being like a pick, especially if we get this version of Ohio State.
Right.
Because what happens after people watch a game like this, if Oregon opens as a 3-point favorite, just people who enjoy betting because they enjoy watching college football and want to make it interesting, they're going to hammer Ohio State because of how good they have looked here. So I think it's eventually going to be 1 or 2 points, maybe a pick.
Another nice poke at the edge for Ohio State.
Yeah.
Passing team.
Yep. So Ohio State's got the ball. It's 1st and 10, about midfield.
Plenty of time.
A lot of time for Will Howard, dropping back, decides he's going to run for it.
Nice scramble. He gets 2nd and manageable.
Got about 2nd and 4 now as he crosses over midfield.
I got a text from Jeff who said, I'm unbothered by this game.
Our friend Jeff Schwartz, we had Jeff on the show last night. He talked a little bit about what he was seeing from line play, what he was seeing from an X's and O's standpoint in that Notre Dame-Indiana game. He pretty much called what we saw in the second half, didn't he?
He did.
He said, if I'm Notre Dame, I don't do anything risky at all. Why bother?
There you go. There's a bad Will Howard pass.
So we finally got some pressure in Will Howard's face.
Without yanking his face mask. Yeah.
Without yanking his face mask. He had to backpedal a little bit, threw it at the feet of his receiver. I think it was intended for Ibuka again. His 6th target of the game. We're still 13 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's clear that there was a company-wide memo that we're going to change the game plan for this one against Tennessee and not do what happened against Michigan.
By the way, if Tennessee gets a stop and score, it's a game.
Sure it is.
They knock it down. Will Howard's going to try to run for it. Doesn't get it. There's a good chance Ohio State punts here.
You're not doing it justice, though.
What? It was a very athletic play from Will Howard.
Will Howard throws the ball. It is tipped. He catches his own pass, picks it up, tries to run for the first down, did not get it. It's about to be 4th and 4. But watch this play. They're showing the replay. It was a nice attempt from Will Howard. Going for it on 4th and 4.
Midfield, which I don't hate.
No.
4th and 4. You have an offense that's rolling.
Keep your foot on the gas.
Yeah. Good by me. Whatever happens, good by me. They're not going to get it. Oh, they are going to get it. There you go.
Wow.
Jeremiah Smith, man.
Jeremiah Smith has ridiculous body control, and you saw it. Ran a bit of a drag across the middle on 4th and 4. They're showing the replay. The middle linebacker was...
Oh, that was just such a bad angle. I guess they're all bad angles against Jeremiah Smith. But
the middle linebacker was tasked initially with trying to cover kind of like short middle zone. And the right outside linebacker took a really bad angle trying to stop Jeremiah Smith short. But he's just able to maneuver his body. We've seen it all year, whether it's high pointing a ball and keeping a defender out of the way, whether it's just running with the ball. He's really good at putting himself in the right position. Makes a move, able to get the first down. Ohio State 1 for 1 now on 4th down conversions in this game. This is a stat right here, by the way. If you're watching along, if you're wondering what's going on in this game, what should I know, what matters, this is what matters. I'm pointing my cursor at it right here. This is the thing, guys. This is it right here.
Yes, it is. What is that, 15 times the yardage? Something like that?
I don't know.
Something like that. Sorry, this has been a very nice opening round of me putting you on the spot mathematics.
Yeah, no, I love that. Thank you. Thank you. It's okay. It's all right.
Yup. Oh, man, 1.2 yards per play.
That's the thing right there. Look, I'm showing you.
Yep.
For anybody wondering, if you're in Germany still watching the stream, hello, welcome.
Ugh.
Wie geht es dir?
Oh.
I took 8 years of German. I know a thing or two. That's the line right there. 234 to 16.
Do you have interest in visiting Germany to test out some of that German?
My last name's Hildenbrandt. I would fit
I
right
know.
in. Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying, do you have interest in visiting?
I would
Going
check
to
it
the
out.
mountains,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's do
have
it.
some schnitzel,
Yeah. Yeah, I'd check it out.
or the Autobahn. Talk
Yeah.
about Boris Becker. I don't know what you do in Germany. Yeah. Go to a Bundesliga match. Dortmund.
I'd love to see a Dortmund Bayern Munich game. That'd be
Sure.
fun.
Is there a nickname for that matchup like they have for El
There
Clasico?
is. It's escaping me right now. But yeah, I'd love to visit the big yellow wall at Dortmund Stadium. Zach wants to know if the push-ups are coming back. No, Zach, they're not.
What next round?
No.
You're one and done?
I'm one and done.
Man, you're the Nerlens Noel of college football push-up streamers?
That's about right. 8 years of German, I thought one would be fluent by year 5 or 6. Absolutely not. Not even close.
I mean, you have to understand, like middle school, high school level German teaching.
Yeah.
It's not like an immersive experience.
Der Klassiker, thank you. Thank you. I
There you
apologize. That's the name of the game.
Der Klassiker.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. We got some soccer fans out there. We got Ohio State now, 37 yard line, 1st and 10, driving. About to cross over the 12-minute mark in the second quarter. Nice run from Trey Henderson, making it 2nd and 6 now after a 4-yard gain. Stopped by Boo Carter, great name in college football.
Absolutely it is.
They're showing Jeremiah Smith's stats right now on the screen. 61 catches, over 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns on the year.
Oh, I thought it was tonight. Yeah.
I mean, it feels like it could be tonight.
Yeah.
What an incredible true freshman season for this kid. Amazing.
All right, got keep for 3rd and very manageable.
That's one thing I thought we would see more from Will Howard this year. I thought with Chip Kelly coming in with his experience specifically with mobile quarterbacks, Will Howard isn't necessarily a runner, but he is mobile and he's a big guy. 6'5", he's big, he can move, he can knock people over. I thought we'd see a little bit more in the quarterback run game from him this year. I guess they didn't really need it. Lord knows they have more than enough weapons around him, but I've been surprised in some higher leverage moments we haven't seen more of that.
Same. 3rd and 3. Relatively light box, but bring in delayed pressure, another crosser. Chip Kelly at his best is an offensive play caller who will say, I'm going to keep calling this until you stop it.
He'll cheese a play, won't he?
I'm just going to keep doing this. Maybe I'll flip which side we're running it to. You're going to have to prove you can stop Jeremiah Smith running those drags and bigger short yardage moments.
Yeah. 5 grabs, 81 yards, and that long touchdown. He's caught all 5 of his targets.
To the end zone. Oh, pick. Oh, I don't think he landed. They're saying he. Ooh, what?
Okay.
What?
So this was a ball thrown to the back of the end zone from Will Howard, intended for Jeremiah Smith. It was tipped. It was bobbled. It was right at the back end zone line. Knocked up. It looked as if for a second like he caught it.
The question is, I don't think he ever had control.
But what happened in the act of tipping the ball up, a Tennessee defender may have come down with it. I don't think that's an interception. I don't think it's going to stand.
Well, there's got to be clear evidence.
They're reviewing whether number 35, Will Brooks, was able to get
that exact moment. You can't tell from that angle.
No.
It's real close, Ty.
I mean, it's a hell of a play one way or the other. Okay.
It's extremely close. Everybody in the comments is saying out.
They're showing the replay, and it is very close.
I don't think he has control there. I think he has control there, and I think his feet are up. I would lean incomplete, but it was called interception on the field.
It was called interception on the field. I mean, that is so close.
It looks control-y right there.
I kind of think he has it. Oh, it's so close.
I can be sold on interception.
All right, we're going to get the call here.
Stands.
Wow, they gave him the pick.
There you go. Tennessee ball.
Well, we did get the one Will Howard interception. I don't think it was a boneheaded interception. He threw it to his best receiver, and
no, not on Will Howard.
Just happened to be good coverage from Tennessee. So, an incredible individual effort from Will Brooks, who picked off the play in the back of the end zone. Maybe now can give Tennessee a little bit of forward momentum, right? Out the back of the end zone, they're going to get the ball, 25-yard line, touchback, or 20-yard line, excuse me. We'll see what they do with it now.
I mean, regardless of what the score is, this also falls under the, if that's what you need. That's not a great sign. If that's what you need to get a stop. A God-level play. He is just, that's a nice play. He is hesitant, though.
Nico?
It was a very nice pass. It was patient with that one, but there is a hitch to him.
Yeah.
Where he's just a little bit late at bare minimum.
Yeah. Tennessee is trying to play with some tempo here. We know that's something that Josh Heupel likes to do. They're not running the ball this drive. They are running with tempo, and they are throwing, and they are already out over midfield.
Yep.
So getting some momentum now. They're down to the Ohio State 38-yard line. A nice pass completion there to Squirrel White. And now it looks like he's rubbing his knee, so he's okay. He's, kind of hobbling this one off, but a 17-yard completion that gets them down to the Ohio State 38. We have our first Sky Rizzy commercial of the day, Dan.
What was my other moderate to severe Crohn's?
I think this was it.
No, but there's another one. That's
okay.
It's Sky Rizzy, and then there's another one.
I think Sky Rizzy
aired all the time.
No, I think Sky Rizzy takes care of both.
No, I know, but there is a competitor.
Okay.
That has advertised a ton during college football game.
I'd like to see the demos on plaque psoriasis among college football watchers. They seem to be going after the same target demos.
I think so. There's Humira.
Okay.
Sky Rizzy. I forget the other one.
Sky Rizzy's jingle, I think, is probably 5 tiers, 5-star caliber.
Yeah.
Top tier. Ice Banana is speaking here about Zempic. That was a good one, too.
Classic.
That was a classic, yeah. Someone asking here, are the Blue Chew ads national ones? I have not seen a Blue Chew ad here.
Oh, I haven't one either.
People are saying Jardian Stan?
It was Rinvoke was the one.
Rinvoke. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Joe says he's lowering his A1C. Good for you, my friend.
Look at you, Joe.
Looking schnaz. Got a nice little Men in Black look to you. Well, it'll be interesting to see if Tennessee can get something going here. I will take this opportunity to remind everybody who is tuning in, especially out on YouTube, please hit follow, please hit subscribe.
Of course.
If you are watching on Facebook or on TikTok or on Twitch or on X, thank you for stopping by. If you have yet to follow, please do so. This is our podcast. You can find a logo that looks like that. It's not the exact logo. You can find that out there in your podcasting app of choice. Our plan here for the rest of the evening, we're going to do this stream And then after the game's over, we're going to do our college football playoff reaction show. That's going to drop to the podcast feed 5 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow morning. It's going to be a long night for you and I, Dan.
Yeah, and I'm flying to a different country in the morning.
What time's your flight?
I don't know. I was actually about to text Jody with an eye.
Okay. So what's your seat situation with the little guys? How do you guys deal with that? Because there's only 3 per row most of the time.
Oh, I upgrade myself to first class, and it's 3.
You stick them in the back?
Yeah, I just peek my head through the curtain, like everything. iPad's okay?
Like the Seinfeld episode, right?
Yeah, I don't do that. I definitely don't have the coin to do that. So I don't peek, and we get 3 seats and an aisle. And Jody and I will rotate.
Okay.
During the flight.
So do you do the thing where you stuff the kids' window and middle seat, and then
separate?
Okay, you keep them apart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so one of us will sit in the middle.
Here we go. Ice Banana.
Look at this.
You guys helped get me into college football back in 2013-14. He was at the, I presume, Colorado State rivalry game.
Yep.
Traveled to the U.S. with friends, fell in love with the sport, found the pod. Thank you. We appreciate that very much. Thank you for stopping by. You were here last night. Remember, you were here last night, so thanks for spending your evening with us as well. Got a lot of repeat customers here, which is nice to see.
Ooh, that was real ugly.
Is that an interception?
That's what it appears to be. Maybe that was tipped. It looked like a knuckler. And Nico's
down. Oh, my gosh. This is disaster.
All right, he's back up.
So there's a flag.
Flag on the defense.
And they're calling intentional grounding. There's a lot going on this play. Let's see if we can dissect it. So it was 3rd and 6. Nico took serious pressure.
Wait, intentional grounding or roughing the passer?
Roughing the passer. Did I say intentional grounding?
Yes.
Roughing the passer, excuse me.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know, man. Look at this. He's just tackling. I don't know, man. You play that in slow motion. His momentum is going into him.
Does 97 even know that he threw the football?
Unclear.
So what happens here, as I said, 3rd and 6, Nico takes serious pressure. Number 97 for Ohio State wraps him up, drives him to the ground. It was sort of in the act of Nico throwing. As such, Nico throws the ball into coverage. There was a receiver in the area. It looked as if it was picked off, but now they have negated that and called it roughing the passer, giving Tennessee a first down at the Ohio State 19-yard line. That's a tough call.
It just felt like such a bailout.
That's a tough call to make. Let me ask you this. I think I know the answer.
Yeah.
If you're Tennessee, if you have 4th and 7, let's say you're inside the 20-yard line at this point. You're down 21 midway through the second quarter. I think you got to go, right?
Yep.
You almost have no choice.
Not winning this game with field goals.
No. I'm gonna see if I can find the clip of that roughing the passer call out on Twitter, and we'll see if we can play it here.
Got a false start.
By the way, whatever kind of quarrel you got into on Twitter earlier today, we are just getting mentions out the wazoo, and we're not even tweeting. I love it.
Is that true?
I
haven't looked in hours.
It's great.
About Revoke?
All right, so let me see if I can show this here. Let me know if you guys can see this okay. This is the play in question, okay? So he's clearly driven into the ground. My question is, does the guy doing the driving know that he even threw the football? Because he was basically blocked into Nico. He does go down hard. I understand, I understand why you'd want to take a look at that, but
Right.
Nico doing his best to try and make a play. Third and 9 approaching now for Tennessee. They've got the football. I guess at the Ohio State 18-yard line, thereabouts. 3rd and 9. So we'll have to see what they do here. They're going to call kind of like a short pass over the middle, something to get themselves into 4th and manageable, maybe run for it. They're going 4 wide.
Wide splits at that, yeah. Bringing some heat. Going to the end zone. No, sir.
Intended for Brew McCoy. Sort of look, is that like a slot fade, something like that? They had man on man out wide. A little bit of a slot fade. That's a pass broken up by Lorenzo Styles Jr., formerly of Notre Dame. Formerly the receiver from Notre Dame, who transferred to Ohio State and is now a defensive back. Tennessee is kicking a field goal, Dan.
It's a choice.
It is a 36-yard field goal attempt. It is up. It is good. It is 21-3. Alrighty then. It's a 62-yard drive. I'll say all things considered. It's successful for Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
We need to see if they can get a stop here on defense. Defensive stops have been in short supply for the Vols. We thought maybe it'd be easier to come by because it is a good defense, statistically speaking. It just so happens that Ohio State decided that they wanted to start playing ball tonight and throw into their receivers. And that's been the name of the game here. Will Howard closing in on 200 yards passing in the first half. Right now, it's Jeremiah Smith who's got 5 for 81 and the touchdown. Nico, 3 of 10, Dan. He is also the team's leading rusher, 7 attempts for 15 yards.
Whew.
Tennessee, still under 100 yards of total offense. They are being outgained by nearly 200 yards, 251 to 68. It's this column right here that I keep talking about. I can keep this on the screen for everybody to see what the team comparisons look like right now, but as you would expect from the score line, it skews heavily in the Ohio State direction.
Yes.
So I guess my question to you is, Dan, I mentioned earlier, had some conversations with Tennessee people online over the last couple weeks.
What'd they have to say?
Well, as I said, one gentleman in particular who just could not possibly fathom that Ohio State would beat Tennessee. And I told him I bookmarked the tweet. I'd come back to him. When do I come back to him? And how do I come back to him?
Right. What was it? A good-natured back and forth? Or was it like, I can't wait to have the receipt?
It was good. It was good-natured from my standpoint.
Okay.
I was good-natured. He wasn't.
I'd wait until after the game.
Yeah. I'm just going to say you were right. I take it all back.
That's good tact. You could always freeze frame the opening kickoff and be like, seemed like it was going to be good right here. Seemed like it was going pretty nicely for Tennessee in this moment. Dude. Playing Losing My Religion.
Yeah.
Coming out of break. Big year for Tom Petty.
Is it?
ESPN went full Tom Petty with all of their...
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
mean, Florida made that change, but obviously Tom Petty went to Florida where they play won't back down between third and fourth quarter. But yeah, ESPN with like a sort of a country instrumental Tom Petty cover as like a central part of their musical suite. Mm-hmm.
Let's see what Ohio State can do here, Dan. They're getting the ball, 6.5 left. Up 21-3 after the Tennessee field goal. Starting from their own 25-yard line. After
Once
the
again,
touchback.
Stop and score is a huge deal for Tennessee.
Yes.
Ohio State's offense has been off the field for a minute.
Okay, we got a nice stop there.
Yep.
Quinshawn Judkins for about a yard. Going to be 2nd and 9.
Yeah. It's a nice little jump.
So we're reacting to a throw out wide to Trey Henderson. Ran to the sidelines and pulled like a mini Ike Hilliard move where he just sort of stopped, threw on the brakes. Was able to walk the tightrope a little bit and get a few extra yards, get it to 3rd and 1.
That's a nice stop, Tennessee.
That is a loss of 1 on a rush by Quinshawn Judkins to force 4th and 2. Want to give a shout out to our friends that are watching out on TikTok right now, Dan.
Oh, really?
Got a lot of folks.
Got a lot of people watching.
We got a bunch of folks watching out.
Shout
on
out
TikTok.
to the talk. Follow.
Shout out to
yet.
the talk. Let us know hometowns. Let us know your predictions for the remainder of this game. Obviously, it's already a little bit out of hand, but we'll have to give you guys a shout out as well. Thank you for watching and joining us.
Yes.
This evening here. So finally a stop for Tennessee. That's 2 in a row now after what was 3 consecutive scoring drives for Ohio State. Got the interception in the back of the end zone on the previous possession. Now got a big stop here. Was that 3 and out? I believe that was 3 and out.
That was 3 and out. So I'm looking to see how badly Alabama beat Tennessee this year.
Yeah. What was can you check on the score for that one for me, please?
Look at that. Alabama lost that. 7 points. Look at that.
Wild.
I thought that had to been like a big data point on the pro Alabama argument. Weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, how quickly time passes me by, right?
Fair enough. I know.
Well, thank God we avoided that, Ty. Woo!
All right. Tennessee has the ball. 4 minutes, 23 seconds. They desperately need a score. And not a field goal.
68 total yards.
What is this on the screen right now?
Currently watching from the Vegas Sphere.
I like this. I need details.
Ty, I think this is that we advertised that you could watch our watch along.
Oh no!
In the Vegas Sphere, or somebody actually
I want to believe this is real. Okay, don't take my dream away.
Watching the game from the Vegas Sphere, or watching this?
Who's to
broadcast?
Say? Who's to say? Who's to say?
Could you imagine landing in Las Vegas and flying over the Strip and seeing the Sphere and just my dumb forehead like, ha ha ha, Bama.
The FAA using it as like a navigational waypoint.
Yeah. Just sandwiching the solid verbal. So no, I think that might second effort. I think
Nice
you got
second
it.
effort from Nico. Well, I'm going to give myself props for one thing, Dan.
Yes.
I did say on the preview episode, I thought Ohio State could neutralize Dylan Sampson. I didn't say how, but I said I thought it was possible. And
I mean,
what I think we're seeing is it's possible because they're going to have to start throwing it nearly every play to get back into this thing. So in one way, shape, or form, they kind of did.
There you go. Nice little first down win.
Tennessee is moving the ball better now. They're moving the ball better.
They definitely are. They went from -6 to like 80 yards. This is a mandatory touchdown spot. It feels like to go into halftime or something and make it feel like, all right, it's a game.
Yeah.
The old like Trey Kirby. It looks like we got ourselves a game.
All right, we're approaching the 2-minute warning here. 2nd and 3. Dylan Sampson. It's about a 5-yard run.
There you go. Another first down.
Or Peyton Lewis, excuse me. That's Peyton Lewis on the run.
Oh, I got to update our Stamos halftime graphic, don't I?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
The Tennessee logo and the Ohio State logo. Glad I thought of that. It's very important stuff here, Ty.
Yeah.
This guy must have made he has made a pretty
Mayhem?
coin. Mayhem.
Yeah.
This has been going on for a while. I know he was on 30 Rock way back when as Liz's like weirdo, loser, chaotic boyfriend.
Yeah. We talked about this last night.
I know. The guy's pulling in, the actor's pulling in serious coin.
Yeah. When I met Solid Wife Kate,
she was doing Capital One commercials.
Yeah, doing Capital One commercials. Very big into Mayhem. Love the Mayhem commercials. I remember that.
Like Celebrity Crush?
No,
Oh, okay.
Not Crush. Just got a kick out of the commercials.
Okay.
That was back when we watched actual TV,
This is when you first started dating.
When we first started dating. This is
interesting.
Oh gosh. It's been a minute. These have been going for a while.
You were married in what, 2015?
2015. Here you go. The Mayhem guy graduated from a high school a few years before me, beat U of A. What do we know about him?
Oh, so he's from, I don't know. Beat U of A means ASU. Is he from the Phoenix area?
I don't know.
Could be from anywhere.
We need details. We need real details here.
He was on, I believe, Oz.
Yeah, people are saying Oz was great.
Oh, yeah. It's an intense show. I don't know if you've watched any of Oz.
Yeah, I've seen bits of it. I didn't see it with any kind of...
J.K. Simmons was on Oz.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Stamos is good to go, Ty. John Stamos.
Wonderful.
Let me get it up into the app. Made more pizza tonight, by the way.
You did?
I did.
Yeah.
I made a Detroit, and it was very good. A Detroit and a Long Island grandma. So
okay.
We've got this ready to go, just so you can see during halftime.
Okay, great. Thank you. Appreciate that. Wait, so you're telling me that Mayhem also went to the same high school as Benjamin Morrison and Cree Thomas?
Wow.
Recruit. Wow. Talk about a pipeline.
Marty Smith saying Dylan Sampson. Dylan Sampson is great.
Yeah, it's
that
a
North
hamstring.
Carolina voice.
He's got a hamstring. So
Dylan Sampson does?
Forget everything I just said about containing Dylan Sampson. I mean, I guess they have technically, but
soft tissue has contained him.
Yeah, a left hamstring. He
Damn.
is continuing to try and work through it, but that's a pretty big blow for Tennessee if he's not able to go the rest of the way. He's been the workhorse for this offense.
All right, plenty of time. There you go. It's a nice offensive adjustment on the fly. Just some manageable throws, get in rhythm.
Yeah.
Run's not there. They're definitely not testing Ohio State up the middle.
Have you gotten comfortable saying Nico's last name?
Iamaliava? Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody broke it down for me in a sensical way.
It's
Maybe
when-
Brandon Huffman.
When you see that in the middle, there's Molly.
Yes, the Ia.
Yeah.
I think of the Nelly. Andale, mama.
Ia.
Yeah. So Ia and then Molly and Ava. Yeah. Ia Maliava.
But the Molly in the middle.
The Molly. Yeah. There have been a lot of the names that you see that you're like, I'm never going to be able to get that. I don't know. You take a few weeks, you're okay.
Yeah.
Arlo Tulele. More time. Plenty of time. Somebody's open. Oof.
Ooh.
Laid him out.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So Nico
That's great coverage, man.
on 2nd and 6 had a fair amount of time to throw, but it was good coverage.
He had one-on-one up top, or I guess bottom of the field.
Pass
from our
intended
angle.
for the Sean Bishop. He was promptly lit up by Sonny Styles.
4 down territory, yes?
I would
If they
think
pick
so.
up 3
I would
at
think
the
so.
least,
We got 3rd and 6 here.
there you go. It's going to be 4th and a half a yard. There you go.
All right, we got a first down for Tennessee. That is Deshaun Bishop getting the high leverage carry with Dylan Sampson on the sidelines. He runs for the first down. Was an 8-yard
Nice
gain.
play.
So Tennessee getting a little bit of a drive here, Dan. We might have a bit of a game in the second half. Who knows?
Who had the ball to start?
I
think it was Ohio State.
To start, it was Ohio State.
Yeah. Ooh. Nice play.
So we have a pass batted down by Jack Sawyer on 1st and 10. Nico pass intended for Braylon Staley. Got about 4.5 left here in the second quarter. Tennessee obviously needs points any way they can get them. They're down 18.
Yep.
This has been a nice drive thus far. Let's see if I can pull up the drive stats here so that people can see these.
Nice draw. Called run. That's strong effort, Tyler.
All righty. So Nico, what, a quarterback draw?
Yeah.
An 8-yard rush up the middle. They get it down to the Ohio State 7-yard line. And they've got plenty of time to do what they want to do. Now it hurts. This is where it hurts to not have Dylan Sampson. He had 22 touchdowns throughout the course of the season. But perhaps Nico calling his own number. I mean, he's definitely a long strider. He's a big kid, and he's their leading rusher right now with 31 yards. I think it's a game like this. It's a situation like this where the fact that Tennessee does not have a big time explosive offense like they did a couple years ago with Hendon Hooker.
Right.
This is where it hurts them that they don't.
Yeah.
Because Ohio State can play too deep the rest of the way. They have no reason to take chances as long as their offense is still being successful. They've got such a cushion. They don't really need to take chances defensively. And that's just going to make it harder for Tennessee to get those bigger chunk plays that tend to flip a game on its ear. But they've got a chance now for some points. It's 3rd and 2 from the Ohio State 7. We'll see if they get anything out of it.
Tennessee, very good team in the red zone.
Yes.
There you go. There's a first down. 38 seconds and 2 timeouts. Playing this masterfully.
I'm sorry. I was saying there were 4 minutes left, but that's because my stat thing here is not updating.
No.
So my apologies.
36 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. We're inside a minute, folks.
Number 11 in the country in first and goal success rate, 5 in goal line success rate.
Okay.
That's good effort, but not enough.
Deshaun Bishop tries a little bit of a spin move to get outside. He gets the ball down to
Tennessee with a timeout.
the 2-yard line. Tennessee calls a timeout with 24 seconds left. It doesn't seem like Tennessee wants to throw the ball down here,
No, I don't think they do.
It doesn't seem like they want to throw. It seems like they're veering more towards the run. This is where Dylan Sampson would get the rock if he were healthy. My friends are texting me that Herbie is apparently really selling that factoid about Nico playing volleyball. All righty, here we go. 2nd and goal from the Ohio State 2.
$24 seconds. Nice move.
2-yard touchdown run, Nico Iamaleava, Dan.
Masterful, Ty.
That is a nice drive, and it was all Nico.
Yes.
It is all Nico.
Mm-hmm.
16 plays, 79 yards, 4:03 eaten off of the clock. There are 20 seconds left. My guess is Ohio State, barring any kind of crazy return, will just take the knee and go into halftime with an 11-point lead. $21-10 it is. That is a
20
really
seconds.
nice drive. Really nice drive for Tennessee.
Very nice.
Now they get the ball to start the second half. You can go in at halftime, talk about what's been going on here.
Yep.
It's pretty wild that his helmet broke earlier. Man, there is a lot of orange there, Dan.
Good amount.
There's a good amount of orange there.
Uncomfortable conversation, Ty.
Great.
Not for you.
Okay.
To be had in general. What do you do with Ryan Day if he chokes a 21-0 lead?
Oh my gosh.
If it's 21-17 with 10 minutes left in the third quarter. I saw the clip of Sue Bird on Pablo Torre's podcast. A lot of clenched beeholes, Ty. That was the name of the band I was in high school.
That was your
a funk bass and clenched beeholes. Yeah.
What was your hit song?
It was I'm Feeling Very Nervous Right Now.
Okay.
That was the name of the song.
Yeah. A little bit of a longer
title. Yeah. Whoop. Whoop. That was nice.
So there's 15 seconds left. Trey Henderson with a 15-yard rush. They're going to call a timeout.
Sure.
Why not? They're going to call a timeout.
The 35 or something.
Put yourself in a position. Why the hell not?
How are we feeling, Ohio State fans? It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since the excitement.
Yeah. How did we feel about the TNT broadcast earlier?
I mean, there was no discernible difference except for the TNT logo instead of the ESPN one to me. It was Roddy Jones.
Mark Jones and Roddy Jones. Yeah. We were getting it confused as well.
Yeah.
When we think of Roddy, I think of Roddy White as well. I found it odd, actually. So there wasn't much of a discernible difference, as you said, when you were watching the game.
Yeah.
But they at the Penn State game, they had an on-site pregame show.
Oh, who was doing
with
it?
Adam Lefkoe. They had
I told you, Lefkoe.
You called. They had Takeo Spikes. They had Victor Cruz. They had another former player there whose name escapes me.
Yeah.
It was fine. You know, I had never seen them do that before for football, obviously.
Sorry,
however,
Lefkoe, Spikes, who else?
It was Victor Cruz, Takeo Spikes. Lefkoe was doing the, just sort of the general hosting duties.
Yeah.
They were freezing their ass off. It was cold. They're all out there in, winter wear.
Yeah.
But, so they had the pregame show, and then I was thinking, well, they're going to go on at halftime. And then we're going to, we'll see what their halftime show looks like. Never came back to them.
Oh,
Never
really?
came back to them for that. I don't think they came back to them.
I wonder if they had technical issues. Okay.
I have no idea, but it was Kevin Nagandi and Booger that did the entire halftime show.
Got it.
And then I don't think that there was a pregame show before the Texas Clemson game either.
All right. They got a timeout.
David asking Victor Cruz the Giant. Yes, Victor Cruz the Giant.
Excuse you, Victor Cruz, the UMass great.
The UMass great Victor Cruz, excuse me.
All right, this is Will Howard trying to make the best use of the available seconds before a field goal attempt. We've been here before.
Julie's saying the hospital barely got TNT, so those games were very snowy, but this one is thankfully on.
By the way, the ongoing joke when it would be like late night TNT NBA playoff games would be you knew that you were an NBA fan because you would turn on the TV in the morning and there was Charmed, right? The 7:44 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I was watching the Warriors playoff game. You know what's on tomorrow morning on TNT?
What's that?
Still Charmed. I looked it up. It's either tomorrow morning or the next. It's Charmed is still in the syndication rotation on the TNT family of networks.
This is a 56-yard field goal attempt in sub-freezing temperatures.
I love it.
I mean, it's straight on.
Nope. Didn't even have the distance.
No.
It's kicking a rock.
I mean, there's no chance that's going to go through. All right, we are at halftime, 1-1. We're going to take a little bit of a break. Dan's got some funky tunes.
It's jazzy.
And a weird picture of me with AI face swap. Thank you for tuning in. We will be back here after halftime.
Yeah, see you in a minute. There we go. Sorry about that. I was muted. I'm back. Ty has dog drama. Whatever that means. Dan is now unmuted, Meredith. I hope. Can you hear me now? I would hope so. I found this kind of my lucky puke colored Goni. People don't call it Goni. I'm very excited for this half of football. I want it to be an exciting, drama-filled half of football. And that probably means we're going to need to see Tennessee hit something downfield. Right? Something. Which is obviously easier said than done against this Ohio State defense. But as you're seeing the numbers on the screen, 131 second quarter yards for Tennessee and shut out Ohio State in that second quarter. How are we feeling? Got some nice gloves on Fowler and Herbie. Is anybody snacking on anything good? Anybody weighing an order? Get some late night Cantonese? Talk to me. How are we feeling? I don't know what the dog drama is for. Oh, Ty's back. All right, you're unmuted, Ty. Where's Ty? Are you here, Ty? Oh, Ty's headphones aren't on yet. Broke out some Cheez-Its. Dude, you're not wrong. Drama is going to happen in a two-bitch house. Isn't that the truth, Ty?
Just in the nick of time, huh?
This is what Kale said. Drama is going to happen in a two-bitch house.
Yeah. So we have doggy gates up, as one does with a new puppy. And there are certain rooms in the house, especially now with decorating for Christmas, where we have some things stored where you don't want the dog to go in there because you don't know how she'll react. We have a very precocious dog, a very daring dog who figured out how to break contain. And Solid Wife Kate and I were subsequently chasing her around the house like she was a greased pig.
A Vic Beasley type, a little undersized, but a lot of energy.
A lot of energy.
Yeah.
A motor that does not stop.
That would be. Is that a good undersized edge rusher?
Vic Beasley?
Yeah.
He was undersized. Yeah.
I feel like we're talking like 225.
Maybe a little bit more of an Amobi Okoye.
Sure, of course.
But alas, we were able to track her down. We were able to contain her in one of the bedrooms. And there is a chance that I'm going to have to go up and tend to more dog drama at some point.
But what's the actual drama? She's got a lot of energy. She broke contain. But what's the drama?
That's the drama. The drama is she's running around the house and we don't really have eyes on her. We don't know where she is. So, but we're okay. We're okay. And we're back here.
We're back.
Thank you. We've got more people watching now than ever. Thank you for stopping on by.
Who are we shouting out? So we've got people watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter X, Twitch, TikTok. Anything else?
Got a lot of folks watching on the talk, man. I've been monitoring out there.
Great.
Those are the 5 platforms. I believe those are the only 5 platforms that the service allows us to stream to simultaneously at present. If we get more, then we'll get more. But for now, those are the 5. Thank you if you're watching on any of those. We appreciate it. We will be with you here for the remainder of this game. And then immediately following it on the YouTube channel, I guess we could broadcast it on Twitter X as well.
Tennessee going tempo, by the way. Yes.
Our recap podcast at around midnight Eastern time. But a long way to go before then. We might have to start a little bit later than that, depending on this game. Tennessee with the ball at the start of the second half. They are going tempo. They are doing their best to try and get a drive together here. This constitutes what Dabo Sweeney would call the middle 8, Dan?
Yes.
And Tennessee trailing by 11.
Nico throwing himself forward like he is at one of those birthday parties with the Velcro wall that you wear the suit and you get like, you're just like, all right, you're getting a handful of Nico right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, we've got today proves the logic of an 8 and only 8-team playoff, but money wins. Friends, this is a play-in round for the 8-team playoff. We get an 8-team playoff.
Yeah.
These are a bunch of teams trying to prove they belong in the beautiful 8-team playoff that starts on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
All right. It's kind of funny, like where Tennessee's offense has been at its apex. They gained 3 yards on first down, and my attitude is, go Vols. Okay.
Yeah.
We're doing something. 2nd and 7.
Where is this question that I saw that I wanted to address? Can Notre Dame beat Georgia without Riley Mills? So Riley Mills hurt his leg. Marcus Freeman made some comments today that they're optimistic. It's not season ending, whatever it is. They weren't going into specifics. Riley Mills, the team captain, big time defensive lineman for Notre Dame. They're just going to do whatever they can to try and get him right in the next week and a half or so before this game. I'm not so concerned about Riley Mills. I mean, obviously that's a huge loss. You're going against a team like a Georgia. You want everybody you can. I'm more concerned about Notre Dame's offensive line as opposed to their defensive line.
Yeah.
They've got enough depth on the defensive line that they'll be okay generally. But
they got Georgia.
The interior portions of that offensive line yesterday against an Indiana front, it left a lot to be desired, and Riley Leonard took some hits. So I'm more concerned about that than Riley Mills. But obviously I want him
Indiana is a good team. They're the kind of team that can qualify for a 12-team playoff by taking care of business.
They're a 12-team playoff eligible squad.
Not everybody has that in them, Ty.
I mean, Alabama aspires to be Indiana.
That dog.
You know?
Alabama had to go and hire a former Indiana offensive coordinator looking for that Indiana dog.
We got a 3rd and 7 incoming here for Tennessee as they try to get some forward steam going into the second half now.
Good amount of cushion. Showing some pressure. Bringing 5 or 6. Option look. Buddy, is that a good stick from Ohio State? Is that
I
Simon?
think you're a little bit ahead of me.
Styles?
Oh, wow.
Oh, Hancock. Out of the slot.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Shed a block.
Lathan Ransom. What a name.
Oh, it was Lathan Ransom?
Yeah, it was Ransom.
I've always said, that's my theory anyway, but I've had it confirmed a little bit. The difference between like the vague word talent on defense, yes, obviously you want the guys who win a higher percentage of one-on-one and, getting off blocks and everything like that.
Sure.
The biggest difference between watching the best of, take your pick, Georgia, Ohio State, whoever, and a good G5 team, a decent power conference team, whatever, tackling in space.
Yeah.
Speed, closing, wrapping, concluding.
Yeah.
And it's like 8% of dudes have that ability consistently. And they all happen to play for Ohio State, Georgia. And then you got a sprinkling, one dude at Fresno, one dude at Texas Tech, but a defense built with those dudes. Yeah, it's a difference.
Getting text messages from friends that Bo Prabula has decided not to visit the Indiana Hoosiers.
Okay.
Maybe saw the game last night. It was like,
well, everything I saw recently was UCF. There was maybe an Ole Miss conversation. I think I saw.
He's visiting UCF and Ole Miss, also Iowa and also Missouri. Very interested to see where he ends up and how he fits in with whatever system.
Well, you've got like I have no idea how close his game is, but you've got like the vague allusion to Will Levis, where like change of pace, James Franklin quarterback, hits the open market, see what he can do once he has his own team coming from a big system. Will Levis obviously thrived at least for a year, high draft pick. So
That's right.
I mean, Austin Simmons is going to start for Ole Miss next year, is he not? You would think.
I would think, yeah.
I don't know why you would start Bo Prabula over Austin Simmons if Simmons has experience in that system.
Unclear. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm having some AirPod issues here at the moment with trying to listen to the game.
You a Chipotle guy?
A Chipotle guy?
Yeah, they're airing a Chipotle commercial right now.
I'm fine with
smoked
Chipotle.
brisket.
You're done with Chipotle, aren't you?
I'm done with Chipotle now. I did like it when I lived in New York. There was one right by one of the first SB Nation offices, and it was a good change of pace.
Yeah,
and like especially like pick it up, get on the train, go home, have some Chipotle, pass out. Every single time I've gotten it recently, it's been pretty disappointing.
Okay,
and by that I mean like
I haven't had
once or
Chipotle in
twice.
forever. It's been a long time.
Sorry to hear it, Ty. What was dinner tonight?
Dinner tonight was pizza from the Good Pizza Place.
Oh, good. But
Yeah.
not your pizza.
Not my pizza. Too much going on today.
This was tonight's order, by the way.
Oh, okay.
You get your Long Island grandma.
So what do you mean by order? What does that mean?
So we had friends that we brought pizza over last week. They had, I'll continue this next commercial break. All right, 35-yard line, Ohio State. Looking to get that juice back. Nothing doing. The old Buckeye slowdown.
So I'm pulling up the drive chart here for what we have seen so far for Ohio State.
Yeah.
And you could see on the screen I'm highlighting touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Then we had that interception in the back of the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a question when you've got a big interception, something of that nature. Is there going to be a change of momentum as well?
Right.
Next possession, 3 and out. Next possession was the field goal attempt before halftime. Now we're working on this one here. Got it via punt. This is what this means. We'll see where this thing goes. But you could make a case, at least looking at this, that we had some Tennessee momentum start, and we clearly had this Ohio State momentum stop by virtue of that interception. Just interesting to look at that and the flow of the game. Gives you a sense for how this thing is moving. 3rd and 2 now for Ohio State.
Ibuka?
It's a little bit of a quarterback sprint out. Hit Ibuka out in the flats. A very easy 7-yard gain. No sweat. That's a first down for Ohio State now. Seems like they've got a little bit of steam moving forward. They're at their own 44-yard line, but driving towards midfield. So that's an easy first down for Ibuka. We're getting a comment here from Nat, Dan, who
what do we have?
is sort of echoing your sentiment earlier. It's not
I don't mind the jerseys.
It's not the jersey. It's just the whole getup. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you struggling right now visually with the red on green?
No, but that's because I'm watching on my computer screen.
Which means
my computer screen, I've played with the contrast.
Gotcha. Only for football or for everything?
Only for my YouTube TV.
Got it.
I have a thing that I put in place that a plug-in that helps me with that.
Do you see the red of this? Like I can a shade of it?
I can see the red.
Okay.
I can absolutely see the red.
And it's not annoying your eyes.
No, the problem that I have is the red and the green. Red on
pretty.
Green. Red on green in particular is like invisible to me.
Yeah. It looks like jammies. Correct.
That is G. Scott.
Yeah.
With a long completion. 26 yards to be exact.
So G. Scott, Emeka Ibuka, and JT Tuimalu.
Yeah.
All from Pacific Northwest. All from Washington, I believe.
Really nice throw.
Yeah.
Wide open from Will Howard, who is having himself a really, really nice game so far.
Oh, my God. Now that's a perfect throw and catch.
Wow. Well, the conversation we just had, folks, about Ohio State momentum.
Yeah.
It is back.
Yes, sir.
And that was beautiful. That was a 22-yard touchdown pass down the left sideline. Again, man coverage on Jeremiah Smith, which you would think they'd know better at this point.
Woo.
I guess you can't always triple him or double him. But alas, a beautiful throw from Will Howard, a 22-yard strike, 6 plays, 65 yards, 3 minutes, 14 seconds elapsed from the third quarter clock. It's 28-10 Ohio State now. It is Jeremiah Smith's second touchdown. That also puts him over 100 yards on the day. He is 6 for 6 on his targets today.
How long was that?
The touchdown was
22 yards. Okay.
22-yarder, yeah.
Head's not turned at all. I mean, he's just given everything he can just to stay with him.
No, I mean, that was just a perfect throw from Will Howard.
There is no defense for a perfect throw.
No, not like that. Will Howard now, you can see it on the screen, 21 of 25, 283, 2 touchdowns. He did have that one interception. I don't so much pin that on him. That was just an incredible individual effort.
Yep.
A bit into double coverage. He took a chance with that throw.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't mind it. They were up at that point anyway.
I mean, the ball was in Jeremiah Smith's hand.
It was there. I mean, the ball was on
two
the money.
hands. Yeah.
It was on the money. This is the version of Will Howard that Ohio State fans obviously want. He's looked fabulous this game. And I will credit the Ohio State offensive line. Despite the fact that kind of on this offense, which is incredible from a talent standpoint.
Right.
Despite the fact that it is what we look at and say that's the weakest link, they've given Will Howard a ton of time. That Tennessee pass rush has not really shown up in any of these stats. You're watching the game. It's not like they're changing the rhythm of much of anything.
Yeah. The only thing is this team doesn't run the ball like we thought they would. And a lot of that has to do with the offensive line health.
Yeah.
But I think there's been one long Trey Anderson run.
Yep.
And nothing from Quinshon Judkins. It's been a pedestrian effort on the ground. But who cares if you have Jeremiah Smith and wide open G. Scott? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go to Sir Theodore Windsor, Dan.
Yes.
At what point does OSU pull the starters to limit injury risk? I think it's a little early for that at this point.
It's early for that.
It's early for this. I had this conversation with my friend who was over earlier when we watched the Penn State game. And Penn State played its B team for a good chunk of the fourth quarter because that game was well out of hand at that point. Tennessee's not what I would consider a quick strike, big play offense. They just haven't played that way this season.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously they've got enough talent that they can do that. So I think we got to get a little bit deeper into this thing. But if we get like 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and this is still, pretty well out of hand, you might see them make some moves like that. 18 points, though, I would want that lead to grow a little bit before I'd be comfortable pulling everybody.
Sure. Very tight game between USC and UConn. Trojans take it by 2.
Okay.
Combined Paige Becker's, Juju Watkins score, if my math is correct, 47 points.
Okay.
We're currently at 38 in this one.
Yeah. And that game's over?
Game's done. Yep.
Okay.
SC won 72-70.
Okay. All right. Well, we got some scoring to do then, don't we?
Not too much. 9 points worth the next quarter and a half.
Seems doable.
Yeah. I guess 10 points. What's Nico? I'm looking at 7 of 17 for 81.
Yeah.
Everything seems very difficult for Tennessee, which is not a good sign. Every completed pass seems difficult. Every run seems you have like great second and third effort from Nico. Current temperature in Columbus. Venture a guess.
20 degrees.
17 degrees.
Yeah.
It's chilly. Which, by the way, hand it to Will Howard. That's a hard ball to throw in 17-degree weather.
It is.
He's doing a magnificent job.
He looks like he's a child of the Arctic with the way he's been throwing the ball this game.
Is he from PA?
Yeah, he's from Downingtown. He's from here.
Everybody's from Pennsylvania.
Yep.
How far away is Downingtown?
From me?
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Nice.
All the greats are from here, Dan. Just remember that.
Chester County.
Yep.
Notable people from Downingtown. Miles Teller.
I think
isn't that Whiplash?
Yep. Is that where
Oh, your girl, Adriana Chechik.
My girl.
God, Ty does not shut up.
No, yeah.
Kate knows about that, right? Don't Google that, Mama H.
No, don't Google that. Don't Google that.
That's such a great run from Nico, but they needed every single blade of turf of that run.
Yeah. Well, this is what you were saying earlier, right?
Yeah. This is, I don't know what the name of it is. My difficulty index.
Yeah.
You can't win like this.
It's hard.
There has to be something that's moderately easy sometimes.
Yeah.
Or rhythmic or something.
But this is all Nico. I mean, this is
it's all Nico. Whole plane. Look at this.
The whole plane is built out of Nico.
Like occasionally you can like Juice Williams your way over Ohio State 2007.
I mean, he is putting some good tape out there for anybody that wants to draft him a year from now when he comes out, presumably a year early.
Right.
Showing what he can do as a runner. He's very nimble. I mean, for
that size, yeah.
For a big guy, he's got pretty good agility. You don't always see that. So he's at least showcasing that side of his game. The problem is just that there's not really much to go on downfield. Still just 86 yards passing.
Oh, God.
They're down 18 points. What was that?
I'm happy when a shovel pass, like an inside shovel pass, works for somebody else.
Whoa. What was that? What was that? So it was second down play.
Yeah.
Nico
shovel into traffic?
Drops back.
It was a called shovel. Yeah.
Was that a left-handed shovel?
I think so.
Okay, so shuffles it. Oh, my gosh. If that's like 6 inches to the left, that's a pick six on a shuffle pass. Yeah, as Joe says, a shovel pass to a guy in a headlock. Interesting move. He wasn't a headlock. Nico ran the play that was called. You could give him that. Ball batted down. It's going to be 4th and 4. What will they do here? You almost got to go for it, don't you? I guess it's 18 points. You still have time.
You have time. I mean, the thing is, you go for it if you feel good about where you're at as an offense.
Yeah.
It's not quite an emergency. It's not emergency o'clock. Oof.
I do want to showcase this, Dan. If I could take a minute, take a second here.
Please do.
Ohio State gets a punt. They're going to have the ball to start at the 19-yard line. This one was just sent to me by some friends. It's been 10 years since Fox's Kenny Albert shocked viewers by famously wearing a Christmas sweater featuring a showboating snowman sporting a carrot penis while a noseless snowman stood nearby in horror.
Yeah, see, the funny thing about this is it can't possibly be accidental. You put on a sweater, you look at the fit in a mirror, unless there was some PA who hated him or something. It was like, here, put this on. It's a fun, festive thing. And he's like, all right, whatever. But I don't think that happens on that
It's just
level.
very subtle.
Yeah.
Moose Johnston, you can see the sweater vest he's going with. You can't miss that. That's
Wait, was
getting all
that
the
today?
attention. No. This is 10 years ago.
Oh, it was an anniversary. Okay.
It's 10 years ago. But Moose Johnson, everyone's looking at Moose Johnson, right? The patchwork vest he's got on.
Yeah, man.
Meanwhile,
it's great.
Kenny Albert. There you go.
Yes. So here was the pizza from tonight. I didn't eat this.
Okay.
So we have friends, and they were one of their moms. The wife's mom is from Long Island.
Okay.
And I had made this, and they were like, "Oh my God, you got a Long Island grandma pie," and she's a Long Island grandmother.
Sure.
I got very high marks on this.
It looks good.
Which I'm very proud of. Got to
Yeah,
impress the
good.
Long Island grandmas. Then we had a Supreme Abdul-Jabbar.
What's all on that?
That's sausage, poblano peppers, shaved red onion, and shaved garlic. Sauce on top, and the crispy cheese edge. It was a good one. So It's a sloppy boy.
I was gonna say it's a
sloppy boy.
It doesn't look quite as artful as some of what I'm used to from.
No, it's definitely a sloppy boy. I didn't post a picture of it online for that reason.
Did you intend for it to be a sloppy boy?
No, it generally comes out that way when you have like 3 or 4 toppings.
Yeah. Okay.
But
I mean,
the response I got from my buddy Chris, Michigan fan, was
Michigan Chris, sure.
Michigan Chris was like when in Love Actually when the guy is holding the cards outside of Keira Knightley. He didn't send me the picture of that, but he wrote the sausage one to me is perfect. So I sent him back the picture of to me you are perfect, which is as high a compliment as you can get.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely a sloppy boy. Do you buy pizza boxes? I do buy pizza boxes. I buy them for wholesale prices. They're very inexpensive. I think I have like a 50 pack that I bought for like $15.
Yeah. I wanted to buy some pizza boxes. Did I tell you this story?
Well, I also have a custom Valley Circle pizza stamp on there. Got to be branding. So you got to come up with a pizzeria name.
No, I'm not doing that.
Oh, come on, Ty.
Did you order with the logo on? Or do you put them on yourself?
No, I stamp. I self-stamp.
Yeah, okay, you have the sticker. Okay.
Yeah. I think I got it from Stamps or something like that. Rubberstamps.com, something like that. That was expensive. Just not a lot going on the ground for Ohio State. We'll see.
All right, here we go. 2nd and 6, Ohio State up 18.
There's a running lane. Good job. Bobbled the ball for a second, it looked like.
Quinshawn Judkins, there we go, getting in on the action. Been somewhat lightly used today. Did have the touchdown earlier.
Yeah.
Now up to 9 carries, 33 yards on the day. Trey Henderson has been the one who has done some work in the passing game. Also had that longer run early. So he's been, I think, a little bit more useful overall in the offense. But alas, Ohio State moving the football again.
Nice first down play.
Quinshawn again, about a 6-7 yard gain. Just keep the clock moving. Keep it moving. It's a good lead. It's not an enormous lead.
Yeah.
You make a big mistake, a pick six.
But yeah, I don't see Tennessee stringing together scoring drives. Not how they're playing like this. They didn't come out in the second half gangbuster. Like it's just
not with the way they're
there. You
playing.
go. There's your Will Howard right.
See, I like that.
I know.
I like that, and
as do I.
I think they need to do more of that the deeper they get into this thing now. If it's going to be a matchup against Oregon,
well, you can also continue.
I just think that that's something that they need to incorporate into the game. I remember before the first game, that was something that I was very interested in, seeing if they were doing it because they hadn't done it to date, and I was wondering, like, is this something they're keeping in the bag? They didn't really do it.
And you can also, here's Will Howard. It's another great first down play. It's also something you can stack, right?
Yeah.
That like if you're immediately running Will Howard right, then later on it's take a step forward to show it and pop back.
That's right.
And hit something over the second level or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. So we have the clock at 3:24 in the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Just that Ohio State touchdown a few moments ago. The beautiful throw from Will Howard to Jeremiah Smith to make it 28-10. Otherwise, not a whole lot of scoring, just a little bit of trading field position and whatnot. Ohio State now moving the ball a little bit. They've got the football currently at the Tennessee 48-yard line, so we'll see if they can come away with points here as we go to commercial. Again, big shout out to everybody who is listening, who is watching this stream, wherever you may be. Thank you. Let us know your hometown if you have yet to do so. We'd love to give you a shout out. After this game, whenever it's over, it's currently 10:40 Eastern time. Dan and I will be convening on the YouTube channel. We're also going to broadcast it out on the Twitter X feed as well.
Yes.
The reaction podcast that we're going to do where we talk through the 4 playoff games. So we obviously did the live stream last night for the Notre Dame Indiana game. We did not do a live thing for the Penn State SMU game earlier, though we did film a reaction video shortly thereafter. Didn't talk much about Texas Clemson. Maybe that's something we can work out here.
Yep.
When we've got some downtime. And obviously this game, we're doing the live stream for it. So if you've been paying attention to any of our stuff over the last day and a half or so, you have a pretty good sense for where we're at on these games, but we're going to bottle it all up together, put it in a podcast. That'll drop to the public feed, 5 a.m. Eastern time. You can find the Solid Verbal wherever you find your podcasts. In addition to that, if you do want to support the show and support the cause, verballers.com, VERBALLERS.com. That is our Patreon community. You get all of the episodes a little bit early without the ads. We also do bonus content every Thursday, though not this Thursday because you're going to be away and we're going to give ourselves a little bit of a break. But suffice to say, you get a lot of perks if you like what we do by going to verballers.com, the Discord community as well, which has been vibrant right now, given everything going on. Just a great place to hang if you're a college football fan. So check that out if you want to further support Dan and I. But at a minimum, if you wouldn't mind hitting follow or subscribe on your podcast feed, it would go a long way towards helping us out.
Ty, I want to say some good news here.
Yes, please.
We have a commenter on Twitter X who's very upset that we're not responding to his or her comments on Twitter because they don't show up in our commentary feed here.
Okay.
And so apparently we are now millionaires.
We are.
Based on that we're only responding to YouTube comments. How much money do you need, Ty, to only respond to YouTube comments? Every time Ty responds to a YouTube comment, he makes $10,000.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. Yeah. You have to respond underneath the video. You can't tweet us. It doesn't work like that. We have a thing here that shows us the comments. I can't have like 8 screens up at once. So
correct.
If you have a comment, if you have something to ask nicely, which would be cool, you can type it in like everybody else types it in. And we'd be happy to respond. All right.
Yes. Oh, another $10,000 for Ty.
Another $10,000, man. I'm raking it in
here.
Woo! Raking it in.
Old 10K Ty. That's what they've called him all these years.
Yeah. We're lucky if we make $200 off this stream, sir. That's the way that the internet works.
Hold on.
Be lucky.
American?
American. US
Nobody
dollars.
told me that.
Yeah.
I've been doing it just for the camaraderie and companionship.
No, which we split 2 ways.
Yes,
which is true. A nice night out with the missus. So
correct. What's my tea tonight? Throat comfort.
Yeah.
That's my go-to to lubricate the instrument.
Nice throw from Will Howard. They've been working that pattern a couple times over now. Is that the first throw that we've seen to Carnell Tate?
I believe so.
Carnell Tate on a just
1
little
yard
out
18.
pattern. They ran it earlier to the other side of the field with a different receiver.
Jeremiah Smith up. It's kind of a bummer that Ohio State came into the year with Abuka and Carnell Tate and Brandon Innes. And 3 games into the season, Ohio State receivers were either Jeremiah Smith or not Jeremiah Smith.
That's exactly right.
It's like, oh, no, you guys are good.
Right.
But, yeah. Oh, in his face. That's good. Oh, the guy just does not turn. Easy for me to say in the comfort of my nice puke-colored fleece here. But, man. Beginning to worry about my Ducks in the Rose. They beat this team. Oregon probably has the best quarterback in the playoff. That's a nice starting point. Oof. What are you supposed to do, man?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm working tech support for a guy on Twitter.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Good for you. What a kind-hearted young man you are. By the way, Ty, I found you a nice little ceramic studio pottery
A ceramics. Oh, beautiful. Okay.
in Bethlehem.
Okay. Wonderful.
Just put it in the off-season project file.
Oh, you sent that to me. I know about that place. Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Good. All right. So while I was working tech support, 2nd and goal, Ohio State, about 1:22.
Did you get it solved?
Well, there's nothing to solve. It's just directing people to the right spot. We're not trying to block anybody out. The implication that everybody commenting that we're showing is paying us is also incorrect.
Hold on.
So we've gotten that wrong. 2 things wrong. I'm still trying to help.
10K Ty.
10K Ty, yes.
Go to youtube.com/@solidverbal. I don't know. TikTok. We're on like 11 different platforms right now. Pick any of them.
My guy thinks that everybody is paying in order to be part of this. Nobody is paying to be part of this at all.
If I find out that you have made $414 million off of this stream, Ty,
yeah.
and you're not paying the taxes involved.
Oh, I'm getting Otani money for this live stream. You know that.
I believe that. Yeah, not a lot of like Will Howard's from Downington.
No.
Stories. He can handle the cold.
Well, the story of Will Howard definitely has a chip on his shoulder.
Well, he wanted to be a Penn Stater.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely has a chip on his shoulder.
Alert, alert. There you go. 35-10.
35-10.
So a question about how one could join the Solid Verbal Discord, Ty.
I was just pasting this in the Chase. We sent it to him last night. I'm going to send it to him again.
Please do.
This is a link for everybody who's interested in joining the Discord. That will get you in as a free Discord subscriber. The whole thing unlocks if you sign up for the Patreon.
Yes.
But if you want to get in there and just chat about games, you'll get access to the unofficial Visits channel. You also get access to our Bowl Bingo channel with anybody who's interested in playing our bowl game. We're going to have a new card that unlocks on Monday. Basically pick 6 things per week. And if it happens, you can yell bingo in the comfort of your own home. We're going to give out prizes. That's the long and short of it. But check that out. Let me know if that doesn't work. We'll make sure you get set up. Love to have you. So what do we got going on here? A touchdown for Quinshawn Judkins. We've got a 35. Whoops, where'd I go? Wrong one. We've got a 35-10 score. And it is getting late early, my friend.
Yes, sir.
It is 25 points. There he is. All right. We did it. Welcome. Don't curse at me ever again or you're banned. That's what I'm saying to you.
I'll unban you. I appreciate putting Ty in his place.
All right.
No. Welcome.
Welcome aboard. So listen, what do you do if you're Tennessee here? What do you do?
I mean, you hit the portal a little bit.
No. Not after this game. What do you do now? Nico's 10 of 21, still under 100 yards passing. He is the team's leading rusher. They're building the whole plane out of him.
Yeah.
I think Ohio State is perfectly content to let that persist for the next 16 minutes and 18 seconds.
Yeah.
And just ride this thing off into the Rose Bowl to square off against Oregon. If you're Tennessee, you need a bit of a miracle. 25 points is a lot at this juncture of the game. Is there anything you can do at this point to try and turn things around other than like a black swan play that we haven't
what are you
seen yet?
supposed to do when you're struggling to both protect him and to call intermediate plays or play with the eyes of Ohio State defenders on any level or challenge them downfield somehow? Look how far off the safeties are playing, by the way. They just did a graphic with that, 14 to 18 yards off.
Yeah.
So, there's green to be had, but you have to be willing to, and Ohio State's tackling super well, obviously. But there has to be a, 6 to 11 yard section of the playbook that you can lean on.
Yeah.
And it's just not working.
No. Yeah, let me do kidding aside here. All right,
Please.
Our new friend from Twitter X.
Yeah.
Okay, it's clearly not over, but I don't trust Ohio State at all. So I think that's a totally fair
Moving forward after
I think it's a totally fair comment. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I will say,
down goes Nico.
I will say this, given the way that they clearly adjusted the game plan after the Michigan game, going into this one against undeniably a tougher opponent and pretty much blew the doors off of Tennessee immediately, should reinstill some trust in the process of game planning. I don't know what happened in that Michigan game. I don't know if it was a brain fart. I don't know if it was trying to be a flex. I have no idea what that was. But if we kind of take that and move it to the side, their game plan for this one worked pretty damn well.
Yeah.
It worked pretty damn well. So I think if you're watching this one, if you're an Ohio State fan or not, either way, I would trust a little bit more in the fact that they were able to put together a game plan that actually leaned into what they're good at, which is throwing it to the damn receivers. Jeremiah Smith is uncoverable, especially when you man him up. Emeka Ibuka has had a really good game in his own right. Trey Henderson, they found ways to use him coming out of the backfield. We saw that wheel route earlier. He's still the team's leading rusher. So they've got a variety of weapons that they've used here. And obviously Will Howard has been nails the whole game. He's only missed 4 passes. He's over 300 now. This is among the best games I have seen Will Howard play in the last 3 years. He looks incredible.
I agree. I agree with all of the above. Also, Ryan Day has nothing to prove to Josh Heupel, where it's it still felt like he was kind of trying to get one over on Jim Harbaugh, who was 2,100 miles away.
I do want to take some time this offseason to fully unpack and fully talk through and just try to understand whether or not what I am thinking and feeling, and I know it's kind of goofy.
Okay.
If there is at all any merit to the fact that if you're Ryan Day playing against a team like a Michigan, if you're a James Franklin playing against a team like an Ohio State, these coaches who clearly have scar tissue with other teams,
of course,
playing a team other than that team, if you're kind of removed from that baggage and from that emotional trauma associated with that opponent, if it unlocks something in you that you see a new game plan. Because the reason I bring this up is what we saw with Penn State against Oregon. We haven't seen that version of Penn State all year. We just haven't. We didn't see it again against SMU, and maybe a little bit in the ground, but not even close to what we saw against Oregon. I just wonder if when you play a new opponent and you don't have the history with them, if from a game planning standpoint, you feel a little freer to kind of go out and get it. I don't know.
Tennessee, as Steve points out in the comment here, might not be that good. They might be pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember just their offensive numbers after those first 3 games against, Kent State and NC State. They were otherworldly. They're scoring 5 yards per drive. And then they were 40th in the country very quickly thereafter. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
And I just think it's easy to, the defense is obviously very good.
It is. It is. Even giving up 35 to Ohio State. It's a good, this is the version of Ohio State we should have seen all along the season.
Right.
And if they're just finding this now, then good on them. They're doing it at the right time.
Yeah. I definitely think Tennessee up front is good, but they've been handled in pass protection pretty well from Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the baggage thing exists. I think anybody who has played backyard sports against a sibling or a cousin or a friend, you're just like, they're under your skin in a way that's just not true if you're playing a random school down the road or something when you're in 7th grade. It's just different. And so you're in your head about it, good or bad.
I'm interested what this does for the Tennessee/SEC discourse now with respect to the playoff. I mean, I almost don't want to go down the rabbit hole because I'm tired of reading about it online.
Right.
I will say from the Tennessee standpoint, like, there are no participation trophies, especially for an SEC team. But Tennessee was one of the schools that did stand to benefit from the expanded playoff. I mean, I feel like a broken record.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've said this so many times. They stood to benefit greatly from the fact that they expanded the field, that there weren't as many teams in their path. They also benefited from the fact that the SEC was kind of in a bit of a blender, right? I mean, teams weren't as good as they have been in the past. It was still a very good conference. What I mean by that is I don't think we had a breakaway leader the way we have had recently. It was,
and you could also address gaps in your roster.
You could address
more
gaps
efficiently. Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously the SEC is a great conference. I'm not like putting it down, but it just
Ole Miss loses guys up front. You plug in Walter Nolan, right? So
it was just a different composition this year.
Yeah.
And you know, a team like an Ole Miss didn't make it out of that. They were another one that stood to benefit greatly from the expanded field, but Tennessee did. Tennessee still has Nico another year. They have recruited really, really well. I like Josh Heupel a lot. I think they'll be back in this game at some point in the very near future, if not getting a bye at some point in the very near future. I think they're doing a good job. So I want to give them credit. I think the defense they built this year was nails.
Yeah.
It has not worked out. It has not necessarily shown in this game, but you know, Tennessee's a pretty good football team, regardless of what the result is here.
Sure.
It's just Ohio State decided they wanted to play this one and stop playing with their food. And, you know, now we see this result.
Yep.
So where things stand, we've got 13 and a half left.
Oof.
Tennessee's got to go for it on 4th down. They had Chris Brazzell open down the right sideline. Nico wants a flag. Somebody wants a flag. Chris Brazzell sort of tripped up a little bit out of his reach. That would have given them a first down. It was the right decision, but not the perfect throw. They're showing the replay now. He stepped out of bounds there.
Oh, yeah.
And the ball was just a little bit out of his reach. So was not to be. They are going to get the ball now. Ohio State is, with 13 minutes and 19 seconds left, up 25. They're going to run the crap out of the ball and get this one over with. And that's what's going to happen next.
I don't know what this means. I don't know what this is in reference to. So I'm going to say Steve Gutenberg.
Just any dude?
Yeah. I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Or a dude alert. Who would get your dude alert for the opening 4? Who are your dude alerts right now?
Jeremiah Smith.
Absolutely.
Jeremiah Smith. If I'm naming a player for each team, okay, let me be kind of fair to everybody here. All the 8 teams that we saw.
Yeah.
I would say if I'm picking one from each team, Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State for sure. Tennessee, it's got to be Nico.
Yeah.
It just has to be Nico. Nico's been the only player. For Penn State, Dom DeLuca.
I was going to say one of the pick 6 dudes. Yeah.
Yeah. Dom DeLuca changed the game in a couple different ways. Either him or Tony Rojas, one or the other. On the SMU side, definitely not Kevin Jennings. It was not a good game for Kevin Jennings. So maybe like Brashard Smith, who had, showed some wiggle in that game. On the Notre Dame,
some of those defensive linemen were very good for SMU. Yeah,
they are. I mean, I like SMU too.
Notre Dame, who do you have? Love for the
Jeremiah
run.
Love. Gotta go Jeremiah Love. On the Indiana side, who do we give it to for Indiana? Indiana didn't do a whole lot.
Don't have an answer. One of the defensive linemen.
Yeah. I got to go back and check that one before we record here in a little bit. And then what game am I forgetting? The Texas game. I mean, Cade Klubnik's the easy answer for Clemson. I thought this might have been the best game I've seen out of Cade Klubnik.
I mean, the running back tandem for Texas. I don't even.
Yeah, Jaden Blue was really good.
Yeah,
Jaden Blue looked really good in this game. So probably he's my answer as well.
Is Texas down 2 offensive linemen, by the way? Where are Texas's injuries? I thought I saw their center was down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look that up before we record our recap.
Yeah, I mean, let me just go back to Klubnik for a second. You know, like
people are trying to get you to $10,000. By the way, giving
$10,000
YouTube stickers.
Oh my god. Yeah. Thank you you guys for sending the super
10K
chats.
tie.
Yeah. I was big on Cade Klubnik when he was recruited.
Yeah.
And they said about 1,000 times in the broadcast that he was from 10 minutes away from DKR. They just kept saying it. They couldn't help them. They just kept saying it. I think this was the best I saw him look.
You see the stat that was just on the screen, by the way?
No.
How many incompletions Will Howard has since the interception?
Since the interception? Probably 0. Yeah.
0.0. He's 10 for 10.
I've been watching this stat line here.
Yeah.
So what do we got? We got a shade under 13 minutes now, 12:50 and counting, at least on my clock, 2nd and 13.
Yeah, here's Indiana's best player last
James Carpenter. That's a good shout. That's
good
a good
answer.
shout.
He was the one who got the tip, I think, for the INT. Yeah.
That's a good shout. That was the name I was trying to think of, but got too many screens going here. It's tough.
Isaiah Bond as well hurt, but he was hurt going into the game, I believe, right?
Yeah. Here's another stat line. You know, I've been tracking this one for a while.
What do you have for me?
Right here.
Oh, the total yardage?
437 to 1.
Nearing 300.
87.
An advantage.
Yeah. That's a lot.
First down.
That's a lot. Starting to see Will Howard a little bit more in the rushing game now.
Ohio State's just making Tennessee kind of look like Michigan State.
Yeah.
Iowa.
Yeah.
Nebraska. I guess Nebraska, that's actually not true at all. Nebraska gave Ohio State all they could handle this year.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we're looking like one more possession, if that, before the starters get pulled. I would get these guys out of there. Maybe after this one. I mean, they're probably going to get points at this late stage of the game. I would yank everybody.
Wobbler.
Yeah, I'd yank everybody. We're about to get more points, Dan. More points.
More points?
More points are incoming. It's about to be 42 to 10. Wow.
Here we go. We've got a handoff. Nothing doing in the middle. Nice cut back into the middle. Untouched. Henderson. Travion Henderson.
It's a nice run. And that's the game.
What did you have as your final score in the preview for this one?
I have to go back and check. I was actually looking at these earlier. So,
on my Subway Fresh Take legal pad, I have 21-17 Ohio State. That was undershooting it, and that has them not covering.
I had 24 to 16 Ohio State.
24-16 Ohio State, so barely covering. I had Texas covering.
I had Texas 30 to 17.
Penn State covering, Notre Dame covering, Ohio State not covering. All right.
I was pretty close on my Notre Dame score. I got Notre Dame score right. I had 27-21 Notre Dame. And that was 27-17.
Like to remind everybody that in 2 years they're adding more teams to the playoff. That will surely have us watching more competitive games.
Right. Yeah. Man, did not see this one coming. I'm not going to lie. I did not see.
I didn't see this result coming.
No. I mean, we focused, I think rightfully so, on the defense
Right.
of Tennessee. And it's still fresh what happened to Ohio State in that Michigan game that got us to this point where they're not, playing for a conference championship, not playing for a first round bye, but instead hosting a game. And a lot of the discourse going into this one was how many tickets Tennessee fans bought. I had somebody online tell me, the home field crowd's going to be fully negated. Probably negated to some extent. I think 30,000 tickets was the estimate that Tennessee fans bought up. I give them a lot of credit. It's friggin' cold.
Yeah.
So to go,
they love their Vols. Yeah.
To go into I mean, good on Vol Nation for showing up. But there was no way we could account for Ohio State doing this because this has theoretically been possible for most of the season.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen an exposure like this against a genuinely good team. Unless you count Indiana, we didn't see it against Penn State. We certainly didn't see it against Michigan. This has been the team that we've been waiting for this season. So I'll give them credit for having their, come to Jesus moment and redoing the game plan in time for this one.
Was anybody all in media wise on Tennessee? I don't really consume college football media anymore.
Let us know in the comments if anybody was all in.
Yeah.
We do college football 24/7, so I'm limited in what other versions of the college football content I consume, just because I need some time to not be around college football, to not lose my mind.
Boise State is going to run all over James Franklin.
Who said this?
Double O'Neal.
No, he's not. He's
going to embarrass Penn State.
No, he's not. You want to make a bet?
It's interesting. I mean, everybody knew they were just going to give it to Ashton Jeanty, and he still ran wild.
Yeah. Who'd he play?
The University of Oregon, the number one team in the nation.
I know. I understand that. Talk to me about that game. How'd that game go? What was the flow of that game?
Boise was competitive and winning for swaths of it, if I remember correctly, and Oregon had 2 special teams touchdowns. So what happened truly in that game with Ashton Jeanty? I think he had 2 or 3 like crazy impressive runs.
Yeah.
And then it was like 20 carries for 71 yards.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
But in a playoff game,
sure,
3 crazy runs can mean a lot because his crazy runs can go for 81.
Yeah. I also think that when Oregon played Boise State, it wasn't entirely clear what that offense was going to be. Like everyone knew that Ashton Jeanty was going to be the focus. But it was hard to predict that Ashton Jeanty would go off. He was good last year. It was hard to predict that he would go off this year again to like the next level, to a Heisman level.
Right.
So I just think coming into this game now with 10, 11 days to prepare, if you're Penn State, it's telegraphed what Boise wants to do. It's just telegraphed. And Boise, by the way, has pretty much stopped playing defense the second half of this season. I mean, there have been moments this year where this has been a team that has been flatter than you'd expect. So maybe I'm a little bit out over my skis here, but it feels to me like this is a matchup that benefits Penn State to a great degree. And I think it's going to be won by Penn State running all over them, not Boise running all over Penn State. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times over. I got to go back and look at it. We're going to do the preview later.
If memory serves, Maddox Madsen, is that his name? The quarterback for Boise had a pretty atrocious game against the Oregon defense. And it wasn't the Oregon offensive line that would sort of round into shape starting the week after and beyond. And so Oregon's offensive drives, there were a bunch of sacks and pressures and hurries, whatever. So it wasn't the Oregon team that, was playing in October, obviously, that beat Ohio State. But I don't know. There's something about Boise with this rest time. Oop.
Oh, no.
It looks like Tennessee held on.
Fumble. Yeah. Okay. So we got about 10 and a half left. Tennessee just trying to do something. They're down 32 points. We had a sack stripped out. I think recovered by Tennessee. They'll retain possession. Yeah. By the way, the person saying someone clipped this conversation, don't worry about it. We're going to have this conversation a little bit.
Oh my God.
You will have more than enough opportunities to clip this if you're ever so inclined.
I could see with the rest advantage if Boise State comes out with a nice game plan, like 7-3 at the end of a quarter.
Oh, I could definitely see that.
Penn State has been a slow starting team this year a little bit.
Sure. I am not suggesting that Penn State's going to win 42-10 like we're seeing. No, I'm not saying that. And I am not expecting that Boise is going to be embarrassed. I think Boise will acquit itself well, but I don't like the situation with the Penn State defense. If you're going up against the Penn State defense where what you want to do on offense is that much telegraphed. I think that's a real problem. And I don't think Boise's got the defense to stop Penn State running the football the way they've ran the football the last 2 weeks, in my opinion. To the point, though, I saw.
By the way, I did have Ashton Genty as a Heisman finalist before
you did.
the season began.
You absolutely did. Yeah. To the point. Let me see if I can put this up. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Forgive me if it looks a little bit goofy. Yeah, it does. But these are point spreads. So
Penn State given 10. Okay.
Penn State's 10 against Boise State. I guess to support the argument we just had, 52.5 is a pretty good over-under.
Yep. So
Vegas is expecting some points there. I think rightfully so. Vegas is expecting a rock fight.
So it's like a 31-21 type?
31-21, somewhere in there. Yeah. This one here, they're expecting rock fight. 44
Notre Dame,
points.
Georgia. Yeah.
Yep. My spreadsheet had Notre Dame -3. I probably wouldn't want to bet that one way or another. I think that's going to be a very tight game.
I'd be quietly kind of excited if I were a Notre Dame fan. I don't know. That's a huge spot for a new quarterback. Excuse me.
What worries me is the line, though.
I hear you. I like Denbrock. You give Denbrock 10 days.
Yeah. And then the Texas-Arizona State game. Again, 52.5. Texas favored again by 14 points.
I'm gonna shoot my shot right now. Not shoot my shot. I'm gonna call my shot right now.
Okay.
I need Mike Denbrock to have at least 11 go-to 2-point conversion plays or inevitable 24-all overtime.
Yeah.
I mean, Georgia goes to overtime against Georgia Tech and Texas to finish out the year.
Yeah.
You're going to have to and Kirby's calling those timeouts once he sees what offense you're in.
Yeah.
We need Denbrock to win that chess battle.
All right, Double O'Neill. Let's talk.
Yeah?
Penn State won't score 20 on Boise. Okay. Fine.
So Ashton Genty played 10 guys in the box every game. Nevada defenders. Oregon State defenders. Chemistry tutors.
But okay. Listen, this is fine. This is fine. Respect. I respect it.
Yeah.
I have been wrong many times over. So we're not going to bet actual money because I don't know you. I'm sure you're very nice.
Yeah.
But we will be doing more streams for sure over the course of the playoff season. If you want to hit us up, solidverbal@gmail.com, or if you just want to put in the comments here, maybe people can discuss what this bet should
tied
be.
Directly 610.
No. Please stop. Please stop. Thank you. We've got thousands upon thousands of people watching this. I do not need this.
Yeah.
I will come up with something that we require you to do in the event that Penn State scores more than 20 points against Boise, which is a mortal lock, by the way. But okay. Fine. You be you. And you just let me know what I can do to pay up my end of the bargain. Okay.
Right.
I will stand good on that. So a little friendly wager here.
How many points did the Penn State offense score against SMU in a blowout? 24?
24.
Okay. So not a number way higher than 20.
I tell you what, man, the cold.
Yeah. It's wind and cold.
The cold is playing tricks on those quarterbacks today. You know, some of what Kevin Jennings did was real bad. But, the fact that he was so bad, I think, overshadowed the fact that Drew Aller wasn't really that good either.
No.
I think they were really struggling throwing the football. And more than a few passes where they couldn't grip it, they couldn't aim it. It was just very ugly.
To get that hot desert air in a dome. Okay.
Oh, the 20 points was to somebody else. Okay. All right. Well, let me know if you want to bet. All right, I'll do it. I'll whatever. We want to bet. I'm down for this. I'll even put this up here if we want to. Where's my thing? You got the sound, Dan?
Sure.
There we go. We got the new bet alert. If I want to so-called put my money where my mouth is, I'll make a bet. Boise State to beat Penn State. All right. Hey, listen. I like this bravado. I actually like this. I like this bravado. I do. I really do.
Got Devin Brown auditioning for a portal.
Devin Brown is in. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have the answer to the question now. When are they going to pull their starters?
9 minutes left.
I can't get used to this 33 thing. I really can't.
It's awful.
I can't get used to it. What I mean is Devin Brown, the quarterback for Ohio State, wearing number 33.
That's real tough. Looking like a linebacker thrown in emergency time.
Yeah. Aaron says it's a tribute.
I hope there's like a story.
I know it's a tribute. Okay, I understand that there. I know there's like the whole genesis behind it, but it's just I can't get used
weird,
to it.
Yeah, visual. By the way, if we're talking about Ryan Day overthinking things, pressing too hard in games where he feels like he needs to prove something, snap a losing streak. Lost 2 in a row to Oregon now, right?
Yeah.
Lost to Anthony Brown a few years ago and Mario Cristobal without Kayvon Thibodeau on the field. Now losing to Dan Lanning.
Yeah.
Ducks in his head a little bit. Decides to only run it.
Yeah.
Take Jeremiah Smith out of the game plan.
So while we're vamping here, while we're waiting for this game to end, again, midnight, we're going to hit go live. And we're going to do our recap at about midnight. But give me your thoughts on this next round of games coming up. I don't want deep analysis. We haven't done the deep analysis yet.
We haven't done deep analysis in 9 years.
We haven't done deep analysis in 9 years. What I want to know is, I'll throw out a game. I want rapid fire. I want you to tell me the first question that you have about this game. Not who's going to win, not any predictions. Just the very first question, okay?
Okay.
Does that make sense? You good?
Yes.
Oregon, Ohio State, part 2.
Can Oregon's offense replicate the firepower from game 1 against this Ohio State defense? Yeah.
My question is, can Ohio State do this again?
Sure.
Like what we're seeing tonight? Can they do this again against Oregon? Make for a fun game.
Oregon gave up a bunch against Penn State. There were rumors of like a flu type situation running throughout the roster, but
yeah,
everybody's sick in the wintertime. Who cares?
Arizona State, Texas.
Ooh, does it get out of hand? I guess that's not really like that's not that specific. What does Arizona State have dialed up, knowing the challenge they have in the Texas defense, the speed and violence of this Texas defense?
Yeah, I'm curious to see. My biggest question is, what does the Arizona State offensive game plan look like? Because to the point, like they can't cheese Cam Scattaboo against Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to get his. They're going to find ways to get him involved. They've, I think, been nothing if not creative with Kenny Dillingham, finding ways to get him involved. And I like a lot of the players on this offense. I think they've shown a lot of growth, but I don't know.
And Jordan Tyson. Yeah.
No, I think you're going to need quarterback runs. I think you're going to need to really empty the clip to get this one over on Texas. So kind of have the same question. Notre Dame, Georgia.
Is Gunnar Stockton a good thrust into a big game quarterback?
Yeah. I want to see, my biggest question is interior offensive line for Notre Dame and how it handles a Georgia front that I think has shown, as it did against Texas earlier in the year, that it can overwhelm. I want to see how they negate that. I want to see what they do. I mean, it helps that Riley Leonard is mobile. It helps that he's excellent at sack avoidance, but that's only part of it. You got to get some downfield throws. You got to get some downfield plays. I feel good about the defense, but Is that almost a pick? Nice throw from Nico.
It was
but
nice.
Broken up. That's my question about Notre Dame and Georgia.
What about Bama, Florida State?
Bama, Florida State. Let's talk Bama, Michigan in the ReliaQuest Bowl.
Yeah. What do you have? Final game.
Penn State, Boise.
How good is Maddox Madsen? Yeah. I mean, it's to me, right, that Penn State is going to do everything it can, like everybody else tries to limit Ashton Genty, but the chance Boise State has in this game rests on the shoulders of Maddox Madsen.
I think that's right. I think they're going to try and force that issue. Boise State, looking at the numbers here, was not the worst defense in the world in terms of efficiency.
Right.
Where Boise State had issues was with giving up big chunk plays on defense. I mean, I'm looking at the spreadsheet now, Dan. It's all red. It's all red. They're giving up big runs. They're giving up big passes. And Penn State's got a home run hitter in Nick Singleton who, if it's not him, it's Katron Allen. They're more effective on the ground, I think, than they are through the air, but they have gotten better through the air. I think the Tyler Warren effect of putting him on the field, of using him and his gravity to pull linebackers out of place, to pull safeties out of place, to get a better look for a running back up front. That's how they've been using him this year. And I'm very curious. My question, if there is a question, is if Penn State is able to sort of continue this trend with its ground attack and pop off some big running plays. I mean, it should be there for them. It should be there for them against Boise, provided they play their game. But we'll see.
Maddox Madsen this year looks like 6 yards per attempt against Nevada with 45% completion rate. Maybe we've had some weird weather in some of these games, so I'll allow him the grace of that. 5.9 yards per attempt against UNLV in the Mountain West Championship game. 6.3 yards per attempt first game against UNLV on the road. At Wyoming, 6.4 yards per attempt, 53% of his passes. Had a couple big games early, big game against San Jose State, but Oregon, 3.7 yards per attempt, 17 for 40, but that was all the way back on September 7th. So I don't know how much you can hold it against him, but that's, a playoff defense. That's the lone playoff defense he's faced and struggled. So whatever. That was early September.
We got a super chat here from Marty who says, as an Oregon fan, are you nervous after this performance by Ohio State?
I'm nervous for most Oregon games. Yes.
You go stone quiet.
I know.
For these Oregon games.
Yeah. I mean, as much as the flash of these receivers, particularly Jeremiah Smith, gets attention from Ohio State, it's the defense. It's going to be the chess match of Oregon with the ball against a defense that seemingly has no weaknesses, seemingly has improved since the first go round in Eugene. And there's star power. Obviously, Oregon picked on the corners before. It's the same corners for Ohio State. But yeah, it's when you have a unit that's this good and coached this well, especially since they seem to be showing more exotic looks coming after the quarterback than they did against Oregon in October. Yeah, definitely nervous. But it's the Rose Bowl. West Coast, Oregon should have a really nice showing.
It is, yeah.
So we could feel good about Texas. I feel good right now about Penn State. I feel decently well about Notre Dame. And it's toss up to me, Ohio State, Oregon.
Yeah.
Have to give it more thought. Take some more Aaron Sorkin showers.
All right, I'm responding to my Tennessee guy. Just following up on this. You were right.
Ty. What was the original message or statement?
Oh gosh, I'd have to really dig back through. Let me see here. So this was based on a bracket projection. Okay, we put a bracket projection out on December the 8th. And we had somebody respond to us saying that Tennessee at number 9 is insanity. No shot they are a worse team than Ohio State, Penn State, and Notre Dame.
Right.
And I said, well, personally, I think they could lose to all three. Okay. And then it's, if you think Tennessee loses to Penn State, that tells me everything I need to know about your opinions, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I mean, Tennessee was right there, in quotes, with Arkansas, so you might have a point. Arkansas would smash Penn State, blah, blah, blah. We kind of traded it off a little bit here and there. And I said, I'm going to bookmark these tweets and come back to them after the first round. If you're right, we should have a chance to see it. Enjoy your Sunday. And then he said 1,000% can't wait. So I'm just going to say, hey, man, following up on this, you were right. Vols looked great. Exclamation mark.
Man, Ty.
I told him I'd bookmark it. He said 1,000% can't wait.
All right, that's fair. I would just go with the circling back here. Nice and clean and simple.
What, just circling back here?
Yeah.
All right, circling back here, ...
By the way, did you see Lane Kiffin tweeting out "Go Vols"?
Oh, yeah.
The first comment is incredible.
The first comment?
Underneath the tweet. The first comment underneath. Oh, did I lose it? Where did it go? I thought I had it. It was basically like playing these Big Ten teams in this spot is impossible because SEC teams are so beat up from such a rigorous schedule, and the Big Ten teams are all fresh because they played nobody.
Right?
It's the best. Perfect. No notes. Perfect. Love it.
Oh, no. Oh,
Nico going deep. Oh, couldn't even get a garbage time touchdown there.
Oh, man. Was that knocked down?
It looked like it was defensed. Let's see.
Defensed?
Nope. Just a plain old drop. A good old fashioned. Oh, hold on.
Drop!
He nailed it! He found the time!
Stuck the landing! He did it! Drop! Oh, no. All right, so here's what I need to know from people.
Yeah.
Before we hit our go live and do our reaction stream here at midnight, I need to know if our audio sounds about the same, you and me.
Oh, okay.
It's like the one thing I can't monitor. Okay, and it drives me freaking nuts.
You sound normal to my ears.
No, we both sound normal to each other's ears, but for whatever reason, the software thing, it makes it like warps it.
Yeah.
So, all I'm saying is just let me know, okay? Let me know. Do we sound like we're about the same? It doesn't got to be perfect, but I can't have this thing where I'm super soft and you're super loud. I heard one a couple weeks ago that we didn't know it was like that. It drives me nuts. Literally nuts. So please let me know. Thank you.
Yeah.
Flat iron steak. Do you like a good flat iron steak?
Yeah. Is that like hanger steak? I don't know I'm not a steak expert.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if he or she is either, but says we sound good.
Okay.
Amy says we sound good.
Shout out Amy.
Marty.
Shout out Marty.
KP.
Re, mi,
fa, sol, la, di, do. Sounds even. Thank you, Double.
Great.
I gave Double O'Neill some shit here, but he's good people.
Real disappointing. Tennessee scored.
Nah.
We lost the ability to say that's the only 10 I see.
But we did hit the over on that.
Paige Becker's Juju Watkins?
Yeah.
That's true. We had already hit the over.
Yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be 42-17.
42-17. Do you want to leave it here? Give ourselves a little bit of extra time?
Sure.
To prepare for our midnight live stream. I think we can leave it here. I don't know what the final score is going to be. Probably 42-17, 42-18. Not sure if they're going for 2 or not, but in any event, please come back in about 30 minutes. We're going to recap this game as well as all of the games. We're going to do so in a little bit more of a, I don't know, free-form style show.
Yes.
I don't got notes in front of me. I don't think you got notes in front of you. We're just going to
No.
talk it out. Welcome your feedback as always. Hit follow, hit subscribe. I'm going to put the big logo up one more time. You know where to find us. It has, of course, been a pleasure to be with you these last 2 nights. If you stay tuned to our social media feeds as well as the podcast, we will let you know when we are doing these next. I don't know if we've got that plan figured out fully yet. We've got games.
I think we got to do the Rose.
I think we got to do the Rose. I think that's the big one. That's
the granddaddy of all live streams.
Yeah. Now, what will be interesting is something we got to figure out is when we want to record the reaction show for that round, because the Sugar Bowl is late. The Sugar Bowl
is it really?
It's 8:45 p.m. Eastern time.
Woo!
And they had to push it back a little bit because the Rose Bowl wants to start at 5 p.m.
Right.
So that'd be a late one for you and me. But we can talk that through. We've got like a week and a half to figure that out. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Again, follow, subscribe. Thank you so much for supporting what we do. Come on back in about a half hour, 29 minutes or so.
Yes.
And we'll talk about all the games. Stay solid.
Boom. Peace.